we are back.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
How y'all doing? What up?
Wanna
Rob,
play
having
golf?
a good
Having a good time.
Immediately.
Welcome back to Ace Attorney, the third one. We are in the
Things bad happen.
still the second chapter, I guess.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is still the second
Oh.
chapter. There just happens to be, I guess, 2 cases in this
Yeah,
one.
2.5er?
Because
Yeah,
last
exactly.
last time, or maybe the time before, I don't know. It's all kind of blurring together. We got a not guilty verdict for Ron Delight in regards to the theft of the sacred urn of Karine Village, by proving that he was in a place where a murder happened. So, oops.
Yep.
Yay!
We're gonna be
We're so good at this.
fine.
So
You're
now
only hired
he's-
for the first one.
So now he's on trial for murder, and we found there was like a boss guy of a security company who was stuffed into a safe, and it was kind of weird. And Larry was there because, of course, he was.
Mhm.
Because of course he was.
Real quick. So the court record always reminds
box.
me. A box. Okay.
A box.
Yeah, we hung out at the security
box,
company for a
box,
little bit. Wow. All right. So I believe
Box,
we are.
box, box.
I believe we are getting into the first full day of trial, the first
Yeah.
actual trial day for this case.
I mean,
for the murder
was-
part.
For the murder,
Murder
case.
party.
we had a
yes.
full trial day before.
Yeah, this is a separate case than the theft one.
Okay.
We can get
yeah.
through it. Let's do it.
All right.
Hey, Nick.
What is it this time?
You won't believe how many people are here for the trial.
7.
Well, it is a murder case.
What are you talking about? They're here for the trial next door.
Next door.
Oh no.
Why don't you know this, Nick? They're having Detective Atme's trial today.
Detective Atme.
And they say they're going to try him as Damask.
Already? That was fast.
Yeah, that was earlier we were going to use that sound effect.
Boy, I'd love to see Damask's trial.
Ron?
Ron?
I know.
By the way, where's Pearls?
Oh, she went back home. She said she can't neglect her training anymore.
No!
Bye now.
No, you don't like me.
Pearls has really gotten into her training lately, huh?
Yeah, ever since that incident last year. Please don't ignore me.
Oh.
Oh, Mr. Delight. Good morning.
Oh right, his name is Ron.
No one likes me. No one would notice me even if I killed someone.
Senpai.
Oh, come on. Don't be silly. Oh, wait a sec.
You don't mean... you're the murderer?
No, no. I'm just a poor thief. No, wait. That's not right. A thief can't really be poor.
Depends
can
on how
assure
good they
you.
are at it.
I can assure you, a thief can be poor. That's why they become thieves.
Now, let's see. According to Mr. Delight, from his second crime on, he was following a bunch of set plans. Plans that someone had been sending to him to help him commit the heists.
Do you really think there's a connection between the thief and the murder, Nick?
It's possible, but today's trial is a race against the clock.
Huh? How come? Let's just take our time like always.
No. I'm afraid that's not an option.
Huh?
Why's that? Why's that, Phoenix? What do you mean? It's October.
Welcome to October.
Widow.
Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Ron Delight.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
there it is.
You're ready? Preparation is the last refuge of the weak.
You suck so
That's-
much.
I
doesn't
do,
make
but I will
sense.
win.
Okay, settle down, everyone. Let's begin with your opening statement, Mr. Godot.
He started it.
Ugh, he's got the judge in the palm of his hand yet again. It's the guitar sting. I know it.
Ron Delight is simply too young to be sent to war. That's all.
What is that supposed to mean?
I am afraid I have no idea what that means, Mr. Go. What's that supposed to mean?
Ah! Then you need to get out so you're more your
I would, but my swimming partner isn't around anymore.
Oh no!
Oh.
Life is war, but that is exactly why you must be more precise in your wording.
That's sad. Damn.
Did it make you
That's
sad
all
about
my
the bastard who's a
Yeah, but the
serial
judge
killer?
is sad. That's bad.
Yeah.
That's all my statement means. You understand now, right?
Yes. Well then, let me briefly summarize the details of this case.
I don't think I understand.
You don't understand what?
I don't understand the meaning of. Never mind.
Do
Okay.
not worry. It will
Why
make
then-
sense by the end.
Is Godot
you say so.
confusing you, or am I?
No, don't worry
Yeah.
about it.
Okay.
I'm just
Wow.
confused.
The judge was something or other.
The victim is Kane Bullard, CEO of KB Security.
Oh,
body
God.
was- His body was found in a safe at approximately 9 a.m. on the morning of the 13th. That was yesterday. However, the time of death was estimated as 1 a.m. of the previous day.
And that's when our little lost kitten dropped the ball.
So he was in the safe for like 30 hours,
Yes.
Something like that.
roughly. Rounding.
That little lost kitten is, of course, the defendant.
Very well then, Mr. Godot. Please call your first witness.
I never drink more than 17 cups of coffee during any given trial.
Keep at it, buddy. I'm sure you'll break that record soon.
But the first one is always the best.
Mr. Godot, your witness?
The coffee is my witness. Okay then, let's hear what the defendant, Mr. Ron Delight, has to say for himself.
The defendant? Well, Mr. Wright, does the defense have any objections? It may be a bit of disadvantage having the defendant testify, but...
I remember when Mia was defending me. She allowed me to testify so she could do the cross-examination. She put a lot of trust in me back then.
And you ate the glass necklace!
Yeah, I mean, I never said I did a good job. We have no objections,
wait,
Your Honor.
wait, now you have the robotic voice that Lunar had a little while ago.
Yeah.
That's,
Love
that's
that.
weird.
Why?
Just for doing us again this way.
Love
Why
that.
Yeah, Lunar had it just before stream.
It'll
I think you
eventually
just
And you're
go.
fixed.
In fact, it's gone now.
Ah!
Great. We have
Thank
no
you,
objections,
Discord.
Your Honor. The defense will allow Mr. Delight to testify. Also, more than 4 coffee a day is bad for you.
Ha! You've got guts, Trites, but you don't have enough guts to drink the same amount of coffee as me.
No, I don't.
All right.
Also,
then,
my
Mr.
doctor says there's something wrong with my guts. I don't know why.
See a doctor, please. All right then, Mr. Ron Delight, please take the stand.
Take a second in your next break to take a sip or two of coffee.
Stop it.
See, like him.
You did it, didn't you?
Wait,
Yes.
wait!
What?
All right, he's the.
No,
prosecutor.
no. That's not true.
That was tricky, you know.
For a moment there, I thought we'd set the record for the shortest trial ever.
Well, Mr. Delight already looks plenty guilty with that face he's making.
What
And
face?
once he opens his big mouth, he'll probably put the last nail in his own coffin.
Ha! Very well. Now then, can I tell you something? Or,
Can you tell me
or,
something?
even better, can you tell me something?
You really need to lay off the
The-
caffeine, my guy.
The turnarounds on when Jay realizes the line is wrong, he's like, how will I fix this? They're great.
If you did not kill Bullard, why did you go to KB Security?
Well, That's kind of hard to say. Boy, I wish I could go home.
Now then, let's hear some testimony about what happened.
Video game time.
That evening at around 1 a.m., I went to see Mr. Bullard in his office at KB Security. The blackmail letter I got, it ordered me to go there. I've been working for KB Security until a year ago, so I knew where his office was.
"1 a.m., the exact time the murder took place.
The weak get washed away by the tides of fate. The strong drink it up.
The waves?
Ha! It's bitter today too, just like my destiny.
You never know that from the way he's chugging it down.
Mm.
It's actually like a caramel frappuccino or whatever.
Ooh.
Like a mocha latte. Just
Ooh,
nice.
nice.
Super sweet. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, if you please.
Godot, I prefer frozen coffees. How do you feel about those?
Well, you see, that's a great way to store them for later. However, fire is the next step.
Mmm.
What about cold brew?
Oh, cold brew.
I mean, you can try, but doesn't it taste longer? Take longer to make?
It does.
Oh,
What's the
yes,
point?
that's true. 1 a.m., huh? You're absolutely sure about that.
Yes, that's what my watch said when I was entering the CEO's office. No. Actually, I'm not really sure. My watch was slow and my internal clock is also a bit...
1 a.m. That's the exact time the victim, Mr. Bullard, was murdered, correct?
It's too late for a coffee date, that's for sure.
Or too early.
Wait, but no.
I'm old. I go to bed early.
I see.
I wake up early.
It ordered you there?
You're Norwegian. Time doesn't exist for you.
Technically?
Does time exist at all? It
Mm,
was the
no.
first time I'd gotten a blackmail letter that ordered me to go anywhere.
But,
Just that?
no, this exact question was what I was about to ask, basically.
Okay. Does that mean you've gotten other blackmail letters then?
Oh, of course. They'd say things like, steal this, or take that.
Hold it! Why don't you save those for later, Mr. Delight? Please don't say anymore. Now, what should I do?
Probably press harder.
So, what did the blackmail letter in question say?
It's said to bring $50,000.
Wow.
That's a lot of money.
Ah, money, a perfect motive for committing murder.
Oh, but wait!
Murder.
I never intended to pay that money anyway.
Shut up. Oh, is that right?
Because you want to pay them
After
if
all-
they're dead.
After all, He had nothing to hold over my head. I had nothing to be afraid of.
An important point indeed. Witness, let's have that added to your testimony.
Yes, sir.
Ha!
A muddy mud skipper in outer space has a better chance of surviving than I do.
What?
Sabs, tag me.
I'm tagging.
Great, be right back.
Thank you.
This is probably...
Just what were you being blackmailed about anyway?
The blackmail letter said, if you don't want your identity revealed, correct?
I'm sure it was referring to the whole the mask thing. But I wasn't worried. Mr. Ballard didn't have anything on me.
He didn't?
Anyway, I don't care what anyone says about me.
You moved away from that awfully fast.
Just as long as Desi believes in me.
So that's why Mr. Light didn't believe he was the mask.
That's why I knew they were just hollow threats.
You used to be security chief for KB Security, right?
Yes, that's right.
A security chief? You?
And yet, a year ago, you were fired without notice. Revenge for an old grudge? A perfect motive for murder,
I'm trying
wouldn't
to
you
make
say?
murder a thing, though.
Murder.
This isn't good. Maybe we should change the subject? Why? Might be
Yeah,
a good idea.
I'm curious about both of these, honestly. I'm gonna ask why.
Mr. Light, please tell us why you were fired from your job.
Well,
The world is filled with those who have said, I wish I had never asked that.
See, why don't you ask questions to your clients before the trial starts?
We don't have time. Okay, I'll take it back.
I get. Actually, yeah, it's probably why they do things so quickly, so the defense doesn't have time to prepare. Defendant, please answer the question.
well, I needed money.
You needed
For
money.
chicken nuggets?
I needed money for chicken nuggies. Well, you see, Desi loves to spend it. It's kind of her hobby. Not exactly the best hobby in the world, huh, Nick?
You're one to talk.
She's a spirit medium.
Tag out.
My salary wasn't nearly enough. So, I stole data from the company.
That's
Uh-oh.
bad.
That's pretty bad.
Come again?
You
Sorry?
kidnapped Commander Data?
That's a whole new
No.
charge, my dude.
KB Security has a lot of security info on all sorts of companies. And since I was the security team chief,
You stole some data and sold it.
Mr. Bullard found out and I was fired immediately.
What? I wish I'd never asked that.
Call back.
I was somehow able to keep it secret and made it seem like I had quit on my own. What is it, Nick? You don't look so good.
I wonder why.
Someone who brings harm to their company is fired as punishment. This may come as a surprise to you. Oh yes, but you do well to remember it because it will help you save your life.
He sure told you.
So you admit that you stole data from your company, is that correct?
Yes. I'm sorry.
This is a very important fact. Please add it to your testimony.
Oh man, this whole thing just took a big turn for the worse, crashed and blew up. It's gonna take the jaws of life to rip this case from the clutches of disaster.
You fired me for selling company secrets.
Why would you do something like that?
Well, for Desi's hobby. What else?
Wasting money, huh?
It's not a waste! So, Miss Delight doesn't know that her husband was fired, does she?
So it would seem.
I'm not sure what to think about couples who keep secrets like that from each other.
I can't believe it. This case has gotten even Maya to think seriously.
She says,
about couples.
staring
What does that
daggers at Nick.
mean? What does that mean?
Think seriously about couples, it means that she's staring daggers at you, Nick. Please try to stay focused, Mr. Wright. You can propose to your girlfriend later.
There wasn't much to his testimony, was there?
Sounds like he's avoiding something. At least that's what it sounds like to me.
Uh-oh. I'm getting a bad feeling about this. We better be careful.
But if we don't find a way to make him spill the beans, Sabs, we'll never get closer to the truth.
Yeah. Hold on, I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Sure, I said the beans word. What happened, Sabs? Haha, haha,
No.
haha, haha.
Okay, gotta find a
Hey,
contradiction.
Sabs. Hey, Sabs, do you want to be both Ron and Phoenix for a minute?
Got it.
Beer back.
Hello.
I'm no longer on. Got it.
Or Maya.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to walk across the room to get my water bottle. I'm sorry.
See, I don't tell you when I do stuff like that.
Well, yeah, but what if I had a line come up in the 2 seconds I was gone?
Let me yell at you and scream.
We're just looking through this thing. Okay, there's another question we could ask here.
Yeah, that was like.
Oh, but I can't ask it.
Oh, maybe asking the other one was the correct one, and therefore they want to tell you to like do another different. Oh, it was so important by him saying that he stole data from the company that like
Yeah, because we.
it would make sense to say it again.
Yeah, through cross-examination, we've added 2 statements to the testimony. This one was the blackmail threat didn't scare me; it wasn't going to cause me trouble.
Wait.
And
Oh.
He said if I.
So this
Desi doesn't know about that, and he says he doesn't have any blackmail on him, which contradicts his own testimony. Do we press the he doesn't have anything on me again?
Sure. Just let me look
press
through
everything,
stuff.
didn't I think when we were about to get this statement, the character started being like, that seems weird. I don't know about that.
Oh yeah, we probably should press this again.
Just what were you being blackmailed about anyway?
The
Have you
blackmail?
read this before?
Yeah. Yeah, says it was about mask to mask. Oh!
There we go. Yeah, called it.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Because we added the stuff about the stealing the company data.
Right.
Yeah.
That's annoying when the
Jeez.
game does that, but I get it.
Well, it makes this one made contextually sense.
Yeah.
So I get that one.
Tisk, I'm afraid that reason isn't going to hold up anymore.
Uh-oh. What do you mean?
Look.
The victim has no proof that defendant was masked, but you were the one who stole company secrets only 1 year earlier.
But that was all over with once I was fired. But it's true that the fact I stole secrets was kept under wraps. Even so, there was no reason for me to pay up now, a whole year later.
If you weren't gonna pay up, then why did you show up? Did you just want to talk to him?
Is that really true? It was for murder
Would you
mostly.
please don't do it?
It's murder.
What is it, Nick?
Murder reason.
The fact the fact that Ron was stealing company data. Now, I wonder if he would have had a problem if that ever became public knowledge. His wife would care. Yes, his wife would care.
Yes.
His wife would care.
Mr. Delight, I believe you would have been in considerable trouble.
Trouble
I'm
in
eating blood chicken
paradise.
nuggies.
If your identity as a company data thief was made public.
Mr.
I
Right,
will see their face.
what are you trying to do by bullying your own client?
Ah. Men are like colonies of bacteria. The more heat you apply, the faster they grow.
What
have
does
several-
that one mean?
I have several questions.
There's
Give me time.
nothing about that one made
Give
sense.
me time.
Okay. We come back to it in an hour. Suddenly, it makes total sense. That's exactly right.
Does it matter where the heat is applied?
Well then, feel free to keep up the heat, my little lawyer amigo.
Little lawyer amigo.
Yes. Now, come on. Provide some evidence to back up your assertion.
Well, think of it this way, Nick. If you get into Smash, you'll be a little lawyer amiibo.
Yeah.
Why would Mr. Delight want to keep his data stealing secret from the going public?
His wife. Also, wait, does Phoenix have an amiibo thing?
He does not
No,
have an
no,
amiibo.
that
No,
was
no,
just a
no.
joke.
When he gets
There's
into
a
it,
joke
he will.
about him getting in Smash.
I want to be a full-fledged character, thank you.
I was saying if he gets into Smash, then he'll have a little lawyer
Oh,
amiibo.
then yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love this joke suddenly. Alright.
Okay.
Yeah, his wife.
This joke was from bad to great.
Yeah.
Hates criminals and cowards.
Mr. Delight, what you just said just now doesn't match what you told me yesterday.
Huh? What doesn't?
I think you must have been scared. Very scared. Of having a certain person find out your secret.
A certain person?
Mm-hmm. Miss Desiree Delight, the defendant's wife.
But I... Listen to me. My Jessie, she's...
Looks like if I just sit back and relax, the fun will end before it truly begins.
The clue says they find it ironic that Desi's married to Ron. She explained that when they first met, he ran in to rescue her from, like, armed robbers or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it works.
So
Jessie
it's like
doesn't
when
hate cowards also. She hates criminals.
Well,
the
she
her
also
bio
hates-
says her bio says that she hates criminals and cowards.
Oh, does it? Okay. I
Mhm.
see.
Yeah, but it's like,
Yeah,
like
it-
he's shy, but when the chips are down, he steps up and is brave.
Yeah.
And that's why she
Yeah,
likes him.
like she mentioned it just before telling that story because both Maya and Wright was like, he's just a coward.
Yeah. Godot.
Cow milk. Milk crimes.
Yes, we know. It was all your wife's fault.
What do you mean?
Mr. Delight stole company data to pay for his wife's spreading habit, for which he was fired. Unable to face his own wife, someone used his dirty little secret to blackmail him. And that is how this murder came about.
Oh,
No, everything is falling neatly into place for him.
Yes.
Don't talk about my Jessie like that. Or you'll be sorry!
No.
well, it seems that we've learned a great deal of things here so far.
What do you think, Nick?
I didn't think it was possible to get so thoroughly whipped in just 20 minutes.
Somewhere in, like, Germany, Franziska von Karma's ears perk up, like, Clearly, there
I
was
sense
sufficient.
a disturbance.
Somebody needs a whipping. Clearly, there was sufficient motive for murder. He stole data for his wife, and he killed to protect his secret. A family man who cared just a little too much. I, on the other hand, care absolutely. Wait, no, honey, I do care. I would kill for you.
The motive is clear. Let's move on. What happened at the crime scene at 1 in the morning, Mr. Delight? Come on, tell us. We are all ears and some eyes, I think. I'm not really sure how they work yet.
The other has no eyes or too many eyes.
I am all eye.
Ooh.
Or one big eye.
I am all I
We'll
am.
never know. when I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there. Suddenly, I was hit on the forehead. After that, I remember being a bit dazed. If I hadn't been wearing that, I would have been killed.
What's that?
What could it possibly be?
When I came to, Mr. Bullard was lying there, dead.
Menacingly.
Okay, well, one of those was very carefully vague, so.
Yeah.
I see. Suddenly hit on the forehead, huh? I believe the detective from yesterday provided similar testimony. He said that the mask struck him on the head from behind. Oh, that's okay. No, stenographer, you don't need to. I have the bailiff on it. No, not you, bailiff. The other bailiff.
Of course, since that means.
Oh,
Phoenix
there
just
you
looked
are.
around
I
wildly.
found you.
What is going on in here? Of course, since Atme turned out to be the culprit himself, that.
No one's going to believe a pathetic lie like that.
What are you saying? I really was attacked.
We'll find out if what you say is true or not during the cross-examination.
Got that, Mr. Trite? Don't go easy just because he's your client. If I see any sign that you are, I'll treat you to another cup of my special blend.
You don't need to worry about that, Mr. Godot. I already brought my coffee. I mean, I have faith in Ron. I know he can do it. He's got a coffee cup behind the desk there. Can't quite see it.
Scroll first for a second. I thought you were serious about what a bailiff is. Okay, I've been told to press everything. The suspicious shadow.
Who was the suspicious shadow?
And who is that masked man?
If there were 1,000 of me, and even one new, I'd tell you. Trust me.
Okay.
His dodging of all of our questions is not helping us win this case.
Okay, then how was the victim Mr. Bullard at the time?
What do you mean by how was he?
A scale from 1 to dead, where was he at?
He was like a solid 6.
Okay, all right. You know, we can work with that. That's
He's mostly dead. He's mostly dead, but it's not all the way dead. Mostly dead means still a little bit alive.
Maybe he was
almost
the one who
dead
hit you.
means he wasn't dead.
Maybe he was the one who hit you in the first place.
That's a good question. What do you think, Mr. Wright?
Forget it. Ron, please. Boop. Hold it. Your forehead, you said.
Yes. I was hit on the forehead as soon as I entered the room. It was an amazingly fast and powerful attack.
Do you remember anything about who hit you?
Well, like I said, it was a fast and powerful hit. So, I think I was a little dazed for a while. I don't even think Mr. Delight even grasped what you were asking.
Yeah, I'd like to show him a fast and powerful attack myself. Maybe that would knock some sense back into him. Maya perks right up at the mention of violence.
Crimes?
I crave violence!
That, could you please clarify what you're referring to?
Why, my mask. The mask costume, of course. I almost pressed the wrong button.
Wait just a moment. Mask? The mask? I'm putting you in contempt of court.
Regret nothing.
Huh? Oh, did I forget to mention it before?
I know this court system doesn't have a jury, but I'm imagining everyone in the jury stand with like a little soundboard.
I thought we agreed.
Imagining them just somehow emitting that noise from their mouth.
Yeah, just opening their mouths and
Emitting a strange noise from your mouth. That would be very strange.
Yeah, who would
the
never
judge-
do
Very,
that?
very strange. I could never think of anyone doing that. Right, Lunar?
Nope.
Nope.
Just to be on the safe side, I dressed as mask to mask. And then I descended upon the office of the CEO of KB Security.
What?
Blah, 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 blah.
Nick, did you know about this? He never told me this.
I don't recall him ever mentioning it to me either.
Even if I didn't, or even I did not know that. It seems a little friend here loves to keep secrets. My eyes are burning.
I'm sorry. I just never had the chance to mention it up until now. Wait. That's not right. You know how sometimes things just slip out of your mind.
Ha! My 6th cup of coffee is staring up at me, coldly.
Was that cold brew? At any rate, we can't ignore this new piece of information.
Heat up the coffee.
Witness! Please correct your testimony.
I like how at some point Godot said, I never have more than, like, I think 14 cups of coffee. And, like, if you pay attention...
you swine.
Is it 17? If you pay attention to the coffees he's drinking, he actually gets around 17-ish when things are wrapping up. I don't know, I think it's just a nice touch.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I'd have been killed if I hadn't been wearing my mask to mask costume.
Hold it. Why were you dressed up as mask to mask?
Why? Because I'm masked to mask, of course.
What are you talking about? Mask to Mask's trial is being held next door. Quicker on the draw next time.
Yes, I guess so. Anyway, at that time, I thought I was being blackmailed over the mask to mask issue. So, I thought I should go as him, just to be safe.
Oh boy.
Let me tell you, it's a real pain to move around with that cape. That's why it took a lot longer than expected.
Took a lot longer. What's he talking about? Press harder.
Wait.
What do you mean by it took a lot longer? What do you mean?
Oh, opening the safe, of course. Crying. My cape got caught in the safe door, you see?
Desiree, I'm sorry, but your husband is a goddamn idiot.
I know, honey.
Why is Wendy here?
Didn't you know?
Get
No.
Get out of here! You don't belong in this trial!
Or this world?
Too bad I'm here to stay.
All this happened when I was hiding Mr. Ballard's body.
What? Back up a second.
Shut up, Ron. Yes? Was there a problem with what I said, sir?
You were the one that hid the body in the safe?
Well... Yeah.
Inconceivable! What? Just... Why? Just why? What reason could you have? What were you thinking?
It wasn't.
Question. When does someone toss their dirty shorts in the washing machine?
What?
The answer is simple. When they take them off.
That doesn't make any sense in this
As
situation.
As usual, I have no idea what the hell you're saying.
For you see, the more that he says, the more you are removing your pants, and the more the pants are removed, the closer they are to
Step
being
3,
washed.
remove pants.
Yes.
More
No shirt, no shoes, no pants, no socks, no underwear. Okay, good to go.
The more ridiculous and off-topic Godot gets, the more I love him. Do you mean that Mr. Delight hid the body because he's the murderer?
Ha! So you're not as stupid as you look.
His metaphor this time was really obscure.
Mr. Wright, you don't mean that you knew about this whole safe business, do you?
Yeah.
Why am I the only one not in the loop here? Witness, make sure you add this to the testimony. Thank you, I do need some water after all this. Oh my god. Oh.
Maya, does the judge seem upset to you today?
What makes you say that?
15-minute recess, I need a nap.
Uh-oh, looks like a storm front is moving in over the fair weather judge.
I panicked and hid the body in the safe. It took about 10 minutes.
Hold it. Why did you hide the body in the safe? Why'd you do that?
Well, because it wouldn't fit in a drawer.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Oh
That's
my
a perfectly good reason, right?
All right. Stream's over, guys.
We cannot survive like this.
Like, okay, how about instead of the body, you put like, I don't know, your costume or something in the safe and call the goddamn police? Say, hey,
No.
I came here in the middle of the night randomly to. Oh, this doesn't make me look good, does it?
Okay, here's a new idea. So, Ron was in trouble for stealing company secrets, but if they open the safe up and put the secrets back into the safe, then he'd be set, right? Nobody laughed. I'm sorry, I'm not funny. Let's move on.
I was trying to
What if we take the company's? Well, to take the secret company data and put it back into the safe.
Yes, exactly. That's not exactly what I meant.
Did you try putting it in a drawer?
Yes. When I saw that corpse, I kinda lost it. I thought, if they find this corpse, they'll think I did it.
Ha! I think you had a simpler reason than that.
I mean, whether or not he did it, that's a reasonable thought to have. And
Yeah.
It's because you killed him. That is why you spent 10 minutes hiding the body.
yeah, and if they found the body, they would have thought I did it. So, yeah, that certainly makes more sense.
Hold on. 10 minutes.
That's the part you're finding issue with?
Yes.
What is it, Nick?
I just had a thought.
Here
Under-
comes a thought.
Under those circumstances, would you normally try to hide the body and spend 10 whole minutes to do it?
I don't know. Maybe opening the safe is a complicated process. He's got no upper body strength, and Bullard was kind of a big guy, so maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And like, have you ever tried to move a dead body?
I am glad to say that I have not, actually.
Let me rephrase that. Have you ever tried to move a limp body?
I have.
No.
Like
It's very
somebody.
hard. It's a kind of move a liquid, honestly.
Yeah.
Flops around everywhere.
Yeah, a person is hard to move if they're not like helping you out.
Or any dead body, really.
We all know you have, Jay.
Murder.
You're gonna next week too, aren't you? Or do
No, that's not what I'm doing that!
Death Road from Canada.
Under those circumstances? What circumstances? Oh! Hey, Nick! If you think his behavior was so strange, why don't you present some evidence that would show just what those circumstances were?
That's it. I'll have a look at the court record and present some evidence.
We heard this from Mr. Delight yesterday, didn't we?
I have
There's not
never
much
moved
in
a
this
dead
testimony
body
either.
I have never moved a dead body, is what my attorneys have advised me to say.
I bet you he's still hiding something.
I wouldn't be surprised. We'll just have to draw it out of him.
I just hope he doesn't make things any more complicated.
Oh, he will.
Okay.
What are we doing?
Okay, so we gotta figure out which on the forehead, dazed. Huh.
So, Phoenix got real, like, about the fact that he hid the body and it took 10 minutes. Is he trying to imply that Ron should have been running away? But I'm not sure what kind of evidence we would present to say that.
The buzzer?
Why the buzzer?
I don't think so.
There's a record that the buzzer went off.
At 102.
102. And there's no fingerprints, so the person who hit it, maybe they had gloves or something, which Ron had because he was in costume.
That's true.
Did Ron say the exact time he walked in?
He said that his clock was a little slow.
Yeah, he says, yeah.
Or was
So
it
I think-
fast? Oh, it was close.
I mean, if the buzzer was hit at 102, and his watch was 2 minutes slow. or
Well, we don't
fast,
know
whatever.
how long he was unconscious.
Yeah.
Did he vent though? Is that an Among
Yes.
Us?
It's an Amogus joke.
Amogus.
A fungus Among Us. They should add cordyceps to that game, so then it would be Fungus Among Us. I don't know. Is it the buzzer?
I
I don't fully get why we're submitting the buzzer.
We're just trying to
Well-
like. He acts strange for the situation, so we need to present what the situation was like. And I don't know
Yeah,
what's going on there.
I think they're saying that if it was, why would it be natural for him to spend 10 minutes in there? And that would be if the button was pressed.
Like what?
Okay.
Like, why did it take him 10 minutes to hide the body?
Maybe it is the button. I don't know. We haven't saved it in a bit.
Okay, fine.
Hell yeah. Good save.
Shit.
Nope.
nope.
Wait, were you looking at the response that you wanted to? Did you submit that to this?
I love save scumming in this series. Yeah, I responded to.
Yeah, I think you submitted that to the wrong thing.
Oh.
Yeah, you wanted the
Yeah.
next one, didn't you?
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
This one, yeah.
Let's try it again.
Forget I said anything, Judge.
Huh?
There we
Yeah.
go.
Oh, ha! Your Honor, could you please take a look at this record?
I love to watch that health bar slide away as the music stops. And what might this be? Oh, I'm guessing the record would have also worked.
Mm-hmm. The record for the emergency buzzer that connects the CEO's office to security. If the button in the office is pressed, a security team is supposed to come running. And according to this record, the buzzer was pushed once at 1:02 a.m.
What? I'm guessing Godot doesn't have this information.
If Mr. Rondelite truly was the murderer, he would have ran as soon as that buzzer sounded. After all, a security guard would have been heading his way.
Ha! Let's remember who we're dealing with here. He probably had no idea there were security personnel in the building.
He used to be a security chief for this company.
Here I go. Objection.
You absolute
Why?
buffoon.
Up until 1 year ago, my client was working as a chief of security. There's no way he wouldn't have known about them. You forgot, didn't you?
But, as it turns out, the guards never came because they fired the guard. Keep up with me, Phoenix.
That was nothing more than a coincidence, Godot.
No.
The fact that the guard was a pathetic loser.
Damn.
just-
I mean, he's
who
right,
just-
though.
Who had just gotten punched in the face by his ex's new boyfriend.
Ooh, tell me about this story. This is interesting.
And wasn't going anywhere in life or in the vicinity was not something Mr. Delight could have known.
Again, remember who we're dealing with here. Yes. I am sure, or it's a sure bet, that Mr. Delight didn't even notice the buzzer was going off. No,
Objection!
No.
The buzzer is extremely loud. There's no way he could have ignored something like that. We pushed it ourselves. If he had been conscious, that is.
Conscious? What do you mean by that?
Coffee.
And if he had gotten there at 1 and the buzzer went off at 2, thank you for that, then there's no reason to think that he would have pressed it himself and then take 10 minutes to hide the dead body. It would make more sense for him to hide the body and then hit the buzzer and run if he wanted to hit the buzzer for some reason.
Oh. But let us hear your theory then, which is probably very different than that one.
Recall the defendant's testimony. The moment he entered the victim's office, someone attacked him. Mr. Delight said he felt dazed. I'm willing to wager that he was knocked unconscious for at least a few minutes.
Unconscious? So he fainted?
That's why Mr. Delight didn't know that the buzzer had sounded. And that's why he thought he had time to hide the body.
So what you are trying to say?
What do you say?
Mr. Delight was knocked out and the buzzer went off soon afterwards. Now, unless my client was able to hit the buzzer while he was unconscious, it can only mean that there was another person in that room. That's right. Whoever it was, they knocked out Ron Delight and then pressed the buzzer.
Order in the court, Mr. Wright. This is...
This is preposterous. It was this kid. Ron Delight is the one who killed Kane Bullard.
Objection. Then who pressed the buzzer?
It was Kane Bullard. Yes, it was, of course. He pressed the buzzer when the defendant attacked him, of course.
Objection. Oh,
He didn't die right away. He must have held on long enough to push that button. Ah! Yeah!
Then how did he get into the safe? So Kane Bullard sounded the buzzer himself. What is your opinion on this, Mr. Wright?
Bullard wasn't wearing gloves.
I need to prove that the real criminal was there at the scene, but how? Can I prove that it wasn't Kane Bullard who sounded the buzzer? Yeah.
I mean, I feel like the testimony, like what we just said, should be enough, but yeah.
The defense's opinion is this, Your Honor. This piece of evidence proves that it wasn't the victim who sounded the buzzer.
Probably.
Hands.
Could it? Oh yeah, it's the button.
Yeah.
Well, wait, hold on. What does Bullard's autopsy say?
Do we have that?
I think
I
we
thought
have
we
it.
did.
I thought we got it during the trial. Maybe.
Yeah, there it
yeah,
is.
there it is. There it is. I think it's a button.
Hemorrhaging, that doesn't really give us much.
Yeah, okay.
The button
Gives us
description
blood.
says that there's no fingerprints on it. I believe this is the piece of incontrovertible evidence you were looking for.
The emergency buzzer? Is there some kind of glue on it?
Absolutely not.
Well, I mean, there is. It's just that the lack of anything being there is the clue.
Hey, come on now. At least give some thought to what you say before opening your mouth.
The fact that there are absolutely no clues is itself the clue.
Dude, I'm way ahead of you.
I was trying to be dramatic, Maya.
Now
Come on.
I'm the one who's clueless anonymous.
This button has no fingerprints on it. If Mr. Bullard had really pressed it himself, naturally he would have left his fingerprints behind.
Round the lights obviously wiped them off so no one knew he was the one who pushed the button.
Objection. Why would he? A guard could have come in at any moment.
He touched the button. I know he touched the button.
Objection. The defendant, Mr. Delight, was dressed as Mask the Mask. And Mask the Mask always wears gloves. My hand isn't sitting on my mouse at all times, so what reason could he possibly have to wipe the button free of fingerprints?
You can set a hotkey for it if it helps. 2 keys on the keyboard.
Order, order, order!
Ha! It would seem I have been forced to eat crow. Who put crow in my mug?
I wonder what blend number crow-flavored coffee is.
However, if the real killer was there at the scene, why would that person press the emergency buzzer? Shouldn't they have run away without putting themselves in extra danger? What's with this awkward silence all of a sudden?
I was hoping you'd answer it for me.
Ah, it looks like you're fresh out of parlor tricks.
They're on to you, Nick.
Just give me a minute, collect my thoughts. The real culprit killed Mr. Bullard at around 1 a.m.
And Mr. Delight just happened to waltz in when the murder was taking place, right?
The killer clobbered Mr. Light and then sounded the buzzer.
Even though security was supposed to respond right away if that buzzer was pressed.
Security was supposed to respond?
Oh, is there anybody who would have known that Larry would be out of his post? Old bag.
No.
Anybody who knows Larry? right?
Time's up, Mr. Wright. Let's hear what you have to say.
Very well then.
Ho ho! You've got some guts. I like that in an opponent, especially you.
Why did the real killer sound the emergency buzzer? Me and you to find out what it did. I'm guessing. Call the security guard. Like they would hit it, sprint out, so that when the guard came, they would find Ron and think, "Oh, you killed this guy. Cool. I caught
You did this.
Right?
Well, I mean, yeah, makes sense. The killer knew that if they pressed that button, a guard would come running. And that was exactly what they wanted.
What does this button do? Do you mean to say the killer called the guard on purpose?
Yes. Although, as it turned out, he never showed up.
Because he was getting his clock cleaned at the time.
Haha. By the way, Lettuce, give me a day or so, and I'll see what I can do for you. How about that?
Ha! What a touching story. You're saying the killer had a change of heart and called the guards to turn himself in?
No.
But why?
No, I'm not.
But.
When the buzzer sounded, there were 3 people in that office. The victim, Kane Bullard, who was already dead. The defendant, Ron DeLight, who was out cold. And the third person, the real killer.
Who is that mysterious shadow man?
Who could
who-
it possibly be?
Who is it?
Wait, what? Why is it him? Why
Hypo-
would it be him?
Hypothetically, yes.
Now then. In this situation, if the real killer made an escape, what would happen? The only ones left in the room would be the victim and Ron DeLight.
And if any security guards came running in at that time, they would think that I was the murderer.
Yes, that was precisely the real killer's objective. To frame Ron DeLight for the murder. What number coffee is that?
Order, order, order.
Ah, it's would seem I've been made to eat my own words once again. Crow.
Actually, you've been made to do a spit take with a cup of coffee.
I really need to stop wearing white.
Mr. Wright, who was it? Who was it that tried to frame me? Wait. Wait a second. I'm the one and only mask to mask, so... Nick, you mean the real killer is...
We're gonna drag that person in here right now. Right now!
Meow.
Who is it?
I don't have any solid proof yet, but think about it. The killer knew Mr. Delight's identity, and they also knew that he had been called to KB security that night. So the killer used him to execute a well-crafted plan to murder Kane Bullard.
Now then, let's hear your accusation, Mr. Wright. Who was it that framed Mr. Ron DeLight for the murder of Kane Bullard? It was Ami Faye.
Wow,
my attorney.
impressive.
It was his wife?
What?
No.
No.
I mean,
It was-
she know. I mean,
It was Luke. It
It
was Luke at me.
Wait, but Look at Me doesn't know who he is. Does he? Have you ever
He is
gotten
the
evidence?
world's
that
Where,
he was the-
where's that newspaper clipping?
He's an ace detective, Jack.
But his wife was literally told who he was.
Well, his wife does not believe that information.
Hey,
I mean,
this is
pretending is a
about
thing.
this is about the first heist of Mask to Mask. Who is in this photo, Jay?
Mr. Delight and also Luke.
Yes.
Yeah.
The working conjecture is that after Ron did his first theft as Mask to Mask, Luke immediately found out and then started blackmailing Ron to commit more thefts.
Oh, Kane wasn't the blackmailer?
That's what I think, anyway.
Oh.
Because it was Ron who found the costume in the trash can. Or in a bucket. In a bucket.
So then is this victim who totally looks like a criminal, not a criminal?
I mean, he's probably not a good guy.
Hmm.
He's a CEO, so there's that.
Who was it that framed Mr. Ron Delight for the murder? Well, we
It
know
was
the answer.
Luke at me.
I'm gonna say, look at me.
Man.
It's gotta be look at
Who's
me.
this man's?
Still can't get over that pun. It's such a good pun.
It's probably the best pun name in the whole series, honestly. Detective Luke at me. He's the only one who could have done it.
Ace detective.
Luke at me.
You mean Mask? Damask did it?
No.
No. Your Honor, the person being tried in the court next to us is not Mask Damask at all. He is in actuality the true murderer of Kane Bullard.
Order, Mr. Wright. Explain yourself.
Theft and murder, which is the more serious crime.
They're not even close. Murder is a more serious crime, of course. It's a capital crime subject to a capital punishment. Capital crime subject to a capital punishment.
Please remember the trial from yesterday, if you would. When Luke at me confessed, there was a huge commotion in the courtroom.
His own. Of course, a famous detective was unmasked, as well as Mask Demasqué.
Instead of being
Yes.
convicted of murder, he was found guilty of grand larceny. That was his true objective all along.
To be found guilty?
Mask Damask had the perfect alibi for when the murder took place. He was stealing their urn at Lordly Taylor. In other words, being found guilty as Mask Damask was Luke Atmey's airtight, watertight, and unassailable alibi. And I made it for him.
A guilty verdict as an alibi?
Ba-ba-ba.
Oh.
You know, it is almost time
For what?
for Look at Me's verdict. It was a pretty simple trial. After all, he just kept screaming. If we're going to stop this trial and stall that one, we need to do it now. Of course. That's assuming you have proof that the detective was the one who committed the murder.
Mr. Luke Atmey's trial has indeed attracted the attention of the entire country. If we were to intrude and fail to provide adequate proof of his true crime, Mr. Delight would be left with no grounds for appeal.
Am I really sure about this?
Ha! A bet's only good when your life is the ante.
Mr. Wright, I believe in you.
Mr. Delight.
So please, I'm begging you.
Now I'm trying to figure out how, if Luke and Ron were both at the security office.
Then
Then
who was
what
the one in
the-
the photos?
What the hell was going on at Lordly Taylor? Was it
Yeah,
like a
what the hell?
puppet? Did he manipulate the data somehow so it said it was 1 o'clock?
Was it photoshopped?
It was the wife.
No.
Who was the wife?
It was the wife.
My favorite answer.
It was the
Oh
wife.
my god, I hope that's the answer.
It's the wife.
Thanks, but
I masked a mask.
If you're masked to mask and you're masked to mask, I'm masked to mask. Are there any other masked to masks I should know about?
oh hey there, pal. What's going on? Thanks, but
That was good, but I think I preferred Jay's quiet guitar in the distance.
Who's flying the plane?
my decision will determine the rest of your life. Can I really risk your life like this?
Yes. Phoenix.
What was that?
Don't stray, Phoenix. For your client, take the path of trust. Trust, trust, trust.
That voice. It sounds like Mia. Your Honor, the defense requests an immediate recess.
What? Ha. So that's your answer, huh?
Very well. I've decided as well. This court will now take a 20-minute recess. Mr. Wright, when we return, please summon Mr. Luke Atme to the stand.
Yes, Your Honor. I don't get to do that very often. Nice. October.
Laffleaf, meet me in the playground for Foursquare.
Well, Sir Detective Acme.
Hey, Sap's characters.
I have to say, Mr. Payne, you performed splendidly. Oh no, Sir Detective Acme, you were the one who...
It's gonna be.
Well, that's enough.
I wasn't ready.
This court sees no reason to further prolong this trial. This court finds the defendant Luke at me. Hold it! Wait! Don't hand down your verdict yet, you strange man, please!
Well, well, Sir Lawyer, welcome to my courtroom.
The chat's going insane for Other Judge. We love Other Judge.
In this house, we appreciate
Yes!
our judge.
Who's assholes, eh?
Yes.
My name is Phoenix Wright, attorney at law. And your big eye sprite is really weird in the HD version. Okay. And I wish to file an accusation against this man, Luke Atme.
Accusation? You accuse the mask?
Amogus. That man is not mask to mask. He's just
you're
a
wrong.
rude.
It's mask the mask.
It's not
No,
mask
you're
to mask.
all wrong. It's mask to mask.
Alright, you win.
He's just a ruthless murderer. What? Whoa! The voice is hard to keep going. We'll figure that one out.
I think you mean mask.
Eh?
The mask.
To be continued. Nice.
Yes, I will save my progress.
So yeah, how'd Luke do this? Kind of weird.
I have no idea if that was audible.
How'd he pull it off? I don't even know what you did.
Oh, I'll turn it.
Okay,
Mask.
It's October. Nope.
The mask.
Mm.
No.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Dang it.
No, here.
I'm playing the Zelda puzzle solve jingle on my piano.
Oh. Oh, I think I know why, Wonder. I'll tell you later.
Oh, the chat heard it. What? What's your problem?
Ooh.
Oh, it's
Oh.
Discord then.
Yeah, Discord.
Okay.
Right now.
Oh, that makes sense.
That makes sense.
My sis?
I'm waiting for the day that Nick accidentally channels Mia.
That Nick does it? Oh my god.
Oh
Yes.
god.
I could have sworn. I
Thank
heard
you,
his
Dragoni.
voice. Thank you.
Objection!
But like, he's clearly sensitive to the spirit stuff.
So then, she's still alive, inside your heart.
Nicky boy!
Oh, Mr. Light.
Is it true that detective is the real killer?
To be honest, we don't have any definitive proof. But he's the only one who could have done it.
But wasn't he at Lordly Taylor that night?
Not to mention, we don't exactly know the motive. I mean, why would Detective Atme want to kill Cain Ballard?
Oops, it's almost time. Better get back to the courtroom. I need to find some solid proof. And it's gotta happen sooner rather than later. October.
Here's going nuts with his hands. Now then, this court is back in session. Mr. Luke Atme, please take the stand.
Well, well, how do you do, sir lawyer? I never would have thought to see you acting so recklessly.
I couldn't let them just hand down your verdict yet. Not when it would have given you your perfect alibi. An alibi by the name of Mask and Mask.
I'm sorry. I'm afraid even the great Luke Atme have no idea what you mean. Of course, I have been in the next courtroom ever since 10 o'clock this morning. I'm afraid there is no way I could know what has been going on in here.
You've been in the defendant's seat all day long, correct? Being tried as Mask. Damask. Damascus. Damascus Steel.
Indeed. It's truly child's play to fool the ignorant masses. Not only did the poor folks ask me to protect their valuables, they even gave me a generous reward upon returning their own property to them. Take this red diamond ring that sparkles upon my divine finger, of example.
Also, do diamonds come in red?
Kinda.
I feel like they could, but I don't know if I've
I
ever
feel
seen
like-
one.
I feel like this is not the first time this question has been brought up in this.
Yeah,
series.
I have terrible memory when it comes to stuff like that.
Red diamonds are commonly known as the most expensive and rarest diamond color in the world.
Oh
Even
yeah,
more
we
so
did look this up.
blue diamonds.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Huh.
Very few red diamonds have been found.
So you continue to insist that you are, in fact, Mask the Mask.
Also,
Of
a lot
course.
of strip clubs named Red Diamond. I'm gonna get out of here.
Very well then, Luke Atme. Let us begin with a simple question. On October 12th at 1 a.m., Cain Bullard was murdered. Where were you at that time?
One without knowledge lacks even the knowledge that he should be ashamed of himself.
Stop speaking in riddles, everyone!
Why? But don't worry, I will not hold it against you, Sir Judge.
Thanks?
You're welcome.
All right, Mr. Atme, the night of the murder. Speak. We are all ears.
As you wish, Sir Prosecutor.
I forgot about the R's.
You can never forget about the R's.
Alibi.
I was still in the urn as Mask the Mask, just as I announced I would. I had more than enough time to prepare. It was a pathetically easy job. A photograph contains no words, but in this case, one turned out to be my witness. The time of which my camera captured Mask the Mask was the same time as the murder.
It seems the main point of discussion will be this photo of the crime scene.
Everything else up until now was all part of his plan. There has to be a secret to this picture as well.
Even the great Mask the Mask cannot be in two places at once. Now then, if you'll excuse me, I have a verdict to receive.
Unfortunately, Mr. Atme, we still have to do your cross-examination.
A fool is too foolish to know that he is a fool.
Somewhere in Germany,
Did
Franziska von
somebody
Karma.
say fool?
My kind of prosecutor.
I think he's trying to say you're full of it, Nick.
The only thing that's full of it is his alibi.
Okay.
I was still in the urn as Mask the Mask.
Yeah, we know.
Hold it. So this photograph is the
No.
proof, correct?
Indeed it is.
And the man in the photo is certainly wearing a mask.
That's why I'm called Mask the Mask.
But conveniently, that also means that there's no way to tell who this really is.
What do you mean?
Ha! Are you saying that this is not, in fact, look at me, and that his nose could obviously not fit in the mask?
Oh my god.
It cannot
Jay!
in the
No.
mask.
Were you right this whole
My
time?
My nose bends!
No,
it's
that's
made
not
of
how
rubber. It's very flexible, you see.
I am going to be very...
Jay was
Good dog.
It just
goddamn right with
squishes
the
right
whole
down.
nose thing.
Listen,
don't
I
listen-
know his nose. I know his nose. Is the thing.
Don't listen to me. My name is Look at Me. Would it not make more sense that I have a nose that is large for aesthetics?
Anyway,
You have
Read
a
the
fake
line.
nose. Then
Yes.
it would be an accomplice dressed up as Mask. The Mask to create an alibi.
Oh, what an interesting idea. Are you saying that I, Lone Wolf Luke, had an accomplice?
eh.
I did not know that was your name, but yes.
We don't know of an accomplice, do we?
But we can try.
The wife, the wife, the wife, the wife.
Wife.
The wife.
The wife.
And why?
Wife to wife. Wife
It
my
was Money
wife.
the Monkey.
Oh
It
no!
was- it was-
Oh god, flashbacks to the circus.
my god.
Things are terrible
Adrian-
here. I need to come back.
Adrian Andrews. I don't know. I'm gonna give it up.
If Luke Atme was at KB Security during the murder, then the mask in this picture has to be fake.
Then there really was an accomplice.
But right now, I have no idea who it was.
I don't have any idea right now either.
Baseless objections are just what the guy wants. There's gotta be another way, and I'm going to find it. Oh.
It was actually like really easy.
I believe Adrian Andrews hired you at one point.
That's right. It was over 20 days ago, if I'm not mistaken.
You sent the calling card to Lordly Taylor 10 days before the heist. That would mean you sent out the card after you began your security watch, right?
Indeed, there was no reason why I couldn't do both jobs at once. It was my perfect opportunity to steal my latest targets.
I see. You truly are evil, aren't you?
Yes, evil is what I am.
Hey, wait!
Hey, Nick.
Yay!
Isn't there something odd about this?
Hmm?
Oh, okay.
What's wrong,
Detective
Jay?
Atme was always proud of his ace detective skills, right? But if the urn was stolen from Lordly Taylor while he was the only one watching it, he'd have no way to maintain his perfect ace detective persona.
You know, that's true. It is kind of odd.
The freak out was because he said yes, evil.
So by photograph, you mean this piece of evidence here. Is that correct?
Oh, indeed it is. That is it. The very thing that proves I committed the crime.
The very thing that proves you committed the crime.
Yes.
When you think about it, it's really odd. You say that almost as if you had this picture taken on purpose.
He was simply caught by the very camera that he had set up. We all have days like that.
You do?
Godot.
I walked into that one. Indeed, it turned out that there was no such thing as the perfect crime after all. Life is truly an ironic thing. A sad blue melody.
It looks like I better gather more information for now.
Hang on.
Is that the game specifically telling us, hey, you can't do this just yet, keep going, just keep talking
so.
to him?
So
Wait a second. There's no paint on the box.
Ah!
Wait.
Ah!
Wait.
I mean, it could
Unless
be
if it-
kind of hard to see.
It could be like the part that's kind of under his arm there that's covered in paint.
But the
But-
paint is spilled and it's visible, which means the statue's been moved. And so this is after. Wait. This is
Yes.
after Adrian spilled the paint and broke the vase, but before the Ami face statue arrived.
No, I mean, it was always
No.
there. It was just on top of the
No.
stain.
Adrian said that she broke the vase and spilled the paint at one point, and then the next day, the Ami face statue arrived and she put it on top of the dried paint
Yeah,
to hide it.
but we saw it even there when we were there.
Yeah, because after the crime happened, somebody moved the statue back. But that was
No.
so
I don't know.
timeline. The vase arrives at Lordly Taylor. Adrian is moving stuff around and she drops the box with the vase in it, breaking it, and at the same time spills paint all over the place. That night, the paint she reassembles the vase and the paint dries. The next day, the Ami face statue arrives at the warehouse. She makes sure it gets put on top of the paint so nobody sees it. Then the crime occurs. The 1 a.m. crimes. Which means this picture does not list a date. Which means this happened during the night between the vase breaking and the statue arriving. This was taken a day before the crime.
Well, okay. Who's to say this didn't happen? Like, okay. When Phoenix and Maya first arrived there, the statue was there and it was covering the paint, right?
Yeah. That was before the actual.
And-
That was the day before the actual crime.
The crime happened that night. Who's to say that the statue just wasn't moved during the crime then?
I guess we don't know when the was moved, because I'm
Yeah.
saying that the the vase broke that night. The night that the vase broke, this was taken. Then the next morning, the statue arrived, and later that day, Nick and Maya were looking around.
Either way, I think you're thinking about the statue a little early.
Yeah, I'm just like, I know I'm kind of looking ahead, but I think that's what's going on.
Okay.
I can see where you're coming from, at least.
Yeah, because I realized like, oh, there's something going on with us needing to show that this photo is doctored somehow. My idea is that since it doesn't list a date, just a time, it was taken a day early. It was taken the day before the murder.
Okay. Looks like I better gather some more information for now. If he's truly the killer, there's got to be something phony in that photo. About the camera that took this photograph.
Oh, come now. It's all too clear what you're thinking.
Huh?
You think I altered the timestamp of the photograph, don't you?
I'm afraid that's impossible. The camera was set up by Lordly Taylor, and on top of that, it was Lordly Taylor's staff that printed that picture's data.
Do we have photo data? Do we have photo data?
I think we do.
We have metadata.
1 a.m. at the night of the crime.
But hold on. So the camera did go off the night of the crime. It did. However,
Yeah.
we received the photo and this data separately.
Yeah. I'm doubting myself now, but I'm still gonna hang on to that guess.
Unfortunately for the defense, there's no way that picture could have been altered.
I see.
Looks like I better find something else that could be suspicious.
So, this alibi is false?
It has to be, or he couldn't have killed Mr. Bullard at KB Security.
But I'm not really spotting anything unusual.
There are two possibilities. Either the mask in the photo is a fake, or the photo itself is.
Okay, do you all mind if I take a really quick, probably less than 5-minute break?
Sure.
Sure.
Let's do it. All right.
All right, I'm gonna throw up the coin.
See you in a minute.
We'll be back.
right, we're back.
Hello.
Welcome
We
back,
sound
all.
good. We sound good.
Hey, everybody.
Okay. Thanks for being patient during that break. I just gotta adjust a couple things. Okay, we're good.
There we go.
All right, so we just went through this whole cross-examination.
Yeah.
I got myself a little bit of coffee. Low caff. Because it's getting late. All right, so I'm thinking. As I'm prepared, it was actually like really easy. Photograph contains some words. That's the same time as the murder. Alright, so my hypothesis is that the photograph we have of Mask to Mask stealing the urn was taken 24 hours before the murder. But I don't really have a whole lot to go off of besides hearsay. So... I need to
Wait,
figure
can we
out
take a look at that photo again?
Look at this photograph?
Yeah.
Ha. Okay.
Okay, it does say AM. I was thinking maybe it was 1 p.m. No, it's not.
He ate lunch, took the picture, went on a walk.
Hang on, do we have... Because we know we just went through the whole thing with Adrian's Cyclops. When Adrian dropped the urns box 2 weeks ago.
Oh.
So that was a while ago. We're gonna repair it 2 weeks ago. Then replacing its box kept out of sight.
Okay.
So this has had paint on it for 2 weeks.
Then why
When
is
would
But
there...
it also hasn't been shown or available because she was fixing the box or the
Carried into the basement warehouse the day of the crime. Moved again that night. Way. So I'm guessing I was kind of wrong. So this was moved into the warehouse. Okay, so this is no. This is saying the day of the crime, meaning the day before the crime happened, right?
Yeah. Like, technically the day before, because it happened that night at 1 a.m. But it was there when Phoenix and Maya first went to Lurley Taylor, right?
Yes. The first time Nick and Maya went to Lurley Taylor, this was over the pink paint.
Yes.
And then when we came back the day after, it had been moved. So it says moved again that night. The night of the crime.
I guess that implies that it was moved during the crime or something.
How was it moved? Do we know?
We don't
moved.
know.
It's on wheels.
I think it's just suggested that during, whatever struggle or whatever happened. I mean, there wasn't a struggle because there wasn't actually.
So like this,
we just don't know yet.
I don't like not knowing things.
What if we just get Ron to do a pinky swear that he didn't do it?
Perfect.
And so by photograph, talking about this, yes. Bruise. No way I could have tampered. Part about. Oh, is this new?
Maybe.
The basement warehouse in this picture captures it. This is new dialogue. Okay.
Oh yeah, this is new.
Oh, right. Okay.
God damn.
Isn't there something funny about this picture? Well, yeah.
I guess it's a
Yeah,
good thing I
probably.
pressed
Sure.
again.
I guess there has to be.
Are you implying that this picture is a fake?
You bet I am. There's definitely something strange about this picture. We took a look around the basement warehouse that night before the theft took place. And there's something in this photo that doesn't match the memory of that night.
Very well, then let's hear what you have to say. What about this photograph do you find funny? I mean, each time I look at it, it makes me laugh. The paint.
The funny part is right here.
Why, this is a blood stain! Oh! Blood! Now this case is getting interesting.
No.
No, not exactly. This stain is actually pink paint.
But it
Oh!
could still be blood.
Just paint. And peach colored at that.
It's not really peach colored. It's more like a hot
Could-
pink.
Could
Is this
still be
attorney-
blood.
Is this attorney making a joke about pink blood right now?
No, I think this preceded the Danganronpa thing.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
by
Well,
quite a while.
that's fair. From blood to peaches, the judge sure loves going on his wild tangents.
Would not surprise me if Danganronpa actually got the idea from this.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, Lunar, could you,
Yeah.
mine? Okay, thank you. Be right back.
The problem with this photograph is not the paint. The problem is, when you consider the layout of the basement warehouse, it turns out that something that should be here is nowhere to be seen.
Well, Mr. Wright, what is supposed to be in this picture instead of the paint stains? Ami Faye.
The supervisor of the treasure exhibit stated the following. Well, there's a good reason for that. On the day of the crime and around noon, that golden statue just happened to arrive from the mountain training hall. I realized that the statue would be the perfect size for covering up the paint stains. That's why I put it where you first saw it. I myself was there the night the theft took place and saw the statue in that spot. If this picture was truly taken on that night, then that statue should have been there.
But when I went there the day after the theft, that statue of the old bag was sitting in the corner.
You do not compare her to Old Bag. Okay?
Who was the other old bag?
Perhaps
Be
it was
glad you
somehow
don't know.
pushed there accidentally? Oh, we have got to stick Old Bag on this guy.
Your Honor, this statue is slightly larger than yourself and quite heavy. It would take much more than an accidental push to move it that distance.
Ha! In that case, can you prove it? Can you give us the rhyme and the reason from last stream as to why that statue was moved that night?
Can you do it, Nick? Never mind who moved it. The real question is, why did they move it?
Well, Mr. Wright, I hope you're prepared with your answer. Now then, who was the one that moved the golden statue the night of the crime? Ooh, I wonder if this is bent because they use it as a lever?
Oh, maybe. That would be the kind
That
of force I'd do it.
Kinda makes sense, but that doesn't answer our current question.
What is the current question?
Who moved it?
Who moved it?
Well, who was the one at the night of the crime?
Ami.
Well, who was the one who moved? Yeah.
It's a
I guess I
ghost,
gotta
Your
believe
Honor.
her.
I mean, if Adrian had moved it herself, she would have told us, wouldn't she?
Yeah.
Right?
And-
Yeah.
And Luke Atme was the only one really there at the scene of the crime, at the day of the crime.
So I guess we don't know what time it was moved. So if he was at the KB at 1 and then booked it over to Wordley Taylor. Or should we say it was mask to mask?
I guess. We don't know who Master Mask is at this point. Well, I mean, we do know, but we don't know who the one in the photo is.
Oh man, who moved the golden statue? The only options that I think are even possible are Adrian, who probably would have told us if she had moved it herself. Luke, if he went to Lordly Taylor after the murder. Or Mask to Mask, and we can investigate that more afterward. I cannot save right now.
Cannot say it right now.
What do y'all think?
I think it's Luke because he was the only one there at the night of the crime.
Yeah, but we're trying to argue that he wasn't, though.
So who else would have been there?
I mean, Pearl's the only one who's strong enough to move it by themselves.
I guess
I know.
say Mask to Mask and see.
It was the wife.
You want to say it was Desiree?
Yes.
He's also probably strong enough.
Probably.
Yeah, stop trying to throw Desi under the bus.
I'm driving
know.
that bus.
I don't know, y'all.
I think it's Luke. I think they're just trying to say that he was the one who did all of it.
Sap says Luke. Lunar says Mask to Mask.
It's
Which
not
would
fucking
be
Hina.
the light.
And Jay says
All of my
Desiree.
chips on Hina. No, wait. If the bus run will kill you personally. I don't know. I have theories. But we're trying to prove that Luke wasn't the one who moved it?
When did we say that?
Somebody here said that.
The statue was moved on the night of the crime. We don't know exactly what time. Could have been before, during, or after the 1 o'clock crime.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say the night of the crime, I mean the night of the murder and the alleged theft. Because I'm still not sure that that the picture was actually taken the same night. But regardless of that,
They're speaking about the night of the crime, not any time else.
That
Yeah.
is true.
I'm back.
Hi there.
Hello.
like,
Thank
we
you
know
very
it
much.
was
Appreciate it.
moved the night that the murder occurred. We just don't know what time. But the only people who would have had
Yeah.
access are Adrian and Luke.
And Luke.
And, like, I guess Mask to Mask if you want to bring the picture into it. We're at full health. I can't save right now. I guess I should pick one of these first.
Just pick
I'll pick-
one.
I'll pick Luke first. Spent too much time on this.
The one who moved the statue is none other than Luke at me.
Come now, sir lawyer. There you go again on your strange delusions.
Mr. Wright, what basis do you have for your strange delusions?
It's very simple. The witness was the only one in the basement warehouse that night.
That is indeed very simple. However, why would I want to move this a heavy golden statue?
The reason for moving the golden statue, here's where our battle really begins.
Because it wasn't there when he took the picture, and when it was moved, he was like, oh dang, I gotta move this so people think it was out of the frame of the picture or something. I don't know. Well, Mr. Wright, what reason did the witness have to move that statue?
The reason can be found here in this photograph.
Look at this.
Look at me. You pretended to be masked to create an alibi by showing that you were at Lordly Taylor that night. But this photograph contains a single fatal flaw. If the statue had been there, your lie would have been exposed by like cheap film at a drugstore. That is why you had to move the statue.
A single fatal flaw?
Interesting theory. Please enlighten us.
Wait,
Where
what is
in
he
the
lying
picture does
about?
where in this picture does the lie exist? Is
Gotta
it
be
just
time?
Oh.
Yeah. Ah?
Oh. Or the box?
Either or.
Can I save? I cannot save.
No, it's fine. You have full health, and
Yeah.
dying is not really a punishment in this game.
Naturally, the lie isn't in this photo, is the timestamp.
What do you mean?
I'll tell you exactly what I mean. On the night in question, Luke Atme went to KB Security and murdered Kane Bullard. Therefore, it's obvious. It would have been impossible for him to have been at Lordly Taylor at this time.
But what does that have to do with the statue being moved?
Remember, if you will, Your Honor.
I will not.
Well, I guess that's bad for me. When was this statue placed besides the warehouse door?
Well,
The statue was taken down to the warehouse on the day of the crime. And it was placed there in order to cover up the paint.
Exactly. Luke Atme had already decided on the time when he was going to kill the victim. And so, in order to create an alibi for that time, he took this picture days before the murder took place.
What the?
Of course, the statue hadn't yet been brought down to the basement warehouse yet.
Oh?
So on the day of the crime, Mr. Atme must have been quite nervous. As nervous as a long-tailed cat in a rocking chair factory, so to speak.
Aw, poor cat.
Phoenix is
You're
lines today.
picking up the art of it. Yes, good job.
Why? Because something that wasn't supposed to be there had been brought down and placed where it wasn't supposed to be. And that is why Luke Atme had to move the statue on the night of the murder. He did it to make the room match with the way it had been in this photo.
Oh, Luke is not happy.
Order! Mr. Atme, is this true?
Well, one moment, Your Honor. Have you forgotten this?
What's that?
The data for the basement warehouse computer. According to this, the camera did indeed go off on the night of the crime.
Objection! It's true that the camera had been set up by the Lordly Taylor staff. However, the program used to manage that data was yours. That alone would have allowed you to tamper with the data.
Ah!
Okay, yeah, good job remembering that detail, Nick.
Order! Mr. Godot, what is the meaning of this? Godot, I warned you about making me wait. Now put that coffee down.
My 11th cup. I promise to drink no more than 17 during the trial. Which means I'm still good to the last drop.
However, the defense has a very good point.
And the point, I mean, Maxwell Coffee will take you anywhere you need to go, but we are all but travelers on a road of infinite possibilities.
I think he's got his points mixed up with his other points.
So you say this photograph was taken ahead of time? And that the statue was moved in order to make it match? That's a very interesting idea. However, there's one point that can't be denied.
Which is?
that it's only a possibility.
Reasonable doubt, bitch.
Men that are trapped by the chains of maybe can never reach their dreams.
That's very true.
No way, don't fall for that, Your Honor.
Hey, Mr. Damask.
Yes.
If there's no funny business in your actions as Mask Demasker, there should be no problem with you telling us your strategy. So let's hear it.
I know that reasonable doubt doesn't exist in this series, but it never gets any less frustrating.
Yes, please provide this court with your testimony about your plan to steal the sacred urn.
Ooh.
The Sacred Urn heist.
Oh,
Oh,
he looks confident.
you scared, baby?
Haha!
You see
I
a
first
ghost?
received a request from Lord Taylor about 20 days ago. The urn was placed in a box, and sorry, it was then sent to the warehouse. Hence, I was actually unable to see the urn for myself until the day of the crime. I knew it was an extremely valuable treasure, so I sent my card out 10 days beforehand.
We got him.
What you got me on?
We've got
What?
him.
We have him?
The urn was worthless. Sorry,
Well, that is
Maya.
how it taken. I then handled security by myself to ensure that my crime would go smoothly.
I can see your nose back
At
there.
last. I held the urn in my hands for the first time at 1 a.m. on October 12th.
That's pretty much all stuff we've heard before, isn't it?
Yeah. But we will find the truth hidden in the nuggets of new information he gave.
Nuggets?
Witness?
Nuggets.
You're sure there are no mistakes this time?
Sorry.
Very well then. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
Phoenix and Maya pull up a thing of chicken nuggets. He just starts snacking.
All right, chicken.
The nuggets.
All right, we just gonna go for it? Let's just go for it.
I think I'm
Why
just
not?
gonna go for it.
We got
Let's
him.
go for it.
You got it?
We got him.
You got
Wait.
fucked up, buddy.
Wait, which line was it?
He was saying that it was a valuable
worthless.
treasure.
It was
Wow,
extremely
extremely
valuable treasure.
There it is. Yeah, it's that.
Present this worthless piece of shit urn. Sorry, Maya. Broken
Wait,
and
does
repaired.
it say?
Uh-oh.
But
what
we
does it say?
know. We know. It's gotta be that.
Well, is there something else that says it? Well, is it the urn itself or is it something else?
It's like we know
Probably
the
not.
urn is worthless.
Just present the urn and see.
Yeah, it did. It used to say that it was worthless in the description.
Yeah, they changed the description since then.
I'm gonna save.
Might as well.
All right. I gotta go all the way back to the urn. Oh, I should have just gone the other way. As for menuing.
This evidence clearly reveals the contradiction in that statement, Your Honor. What do you mean it isn't right? What do you mean? Your Honor, I'd like for
What
you
the
to explain to the court why that isn't correct.
Why the hell?
Your Honor, you are the incorrect one.
Maybe
You
just
are wrong.
push the statement? Or press the statement?
Maybe.
I probably should, huh?
You mean this calling card?
You mean this card?
That's right. That is without a doubt my calling card.
I guess Mr. Delight didn't make this after all.
Of course, because Atme knew all about the emblem. Making this card authentic would have been child's play for him.
Yeah, I guess I better press the other statements then. Gross.
I guess so. You were asked to guard the urn by Miss Adrian Andrews, is that right?
Indeed. It seemed that they had heard about my sparkling reputation.
That's really good. I see Miss Andrews is still attracting the weirdos. You better watch out too, Maya.
Very Andreas.
You mean this box?
You mean this box?
Yes, that pathetic box.
Aww.
What's that supposed to
Lady
be?
Andrews was especially taken with that urn. And she wouldn't let anyone enter the storeroom.
Not even you.
Not even me.
Interesting new tidbit.
Ah.
Oh, that's why he never knew how the box looked like.
So you're sure that you had never seen the urn before?
Oh.
Indeed, you may ask Lady Andrews to confirm for yourself. My security was focused entirely on the entrance of that warehouse. However, look at me, let no information whatsoever slip through my fingers. I knew it was an extremely valuable treasure, so I sent my card beforehand.
Hold it. Then no one entered the basement warehouse.
Unfortunately, there were many different treasures being taken there. Thus, for a period of approximately 5 days, people were indeed going in and out of the warehouse.
Hold it. And
No.
this is the photo that proves that, huh? I said hold it.
I deny it.
Damn.
Indeed, to be honest, even if a photo was taken, I didn't think it would matter terribly much.
Hey, Nick. If this photo is a fake, Detective Atme might have stolen the urn wherever this was taken. Or whenever this was taken.
That's true.
But
You know, he's been saying that he never saw the urn until that night. If we can prove that he's lying there, we can wrap this up and put a bow on it. I need to take a good hard look at the court record.
Not a lot to go on, is there?
The detective's been covering his tracks. There's only one thing we need to prove in this cross-examination. That he took this photo well before the actual night of the crime.
Alright then. How do we do that?
we fuck him up.
There's there's one thing that Atme stated very clearly. That he had never seen the urn before he stole it.
We need to prove that he's lying.
Oh. Does he describe the urn at any point?
In the box?
Worthless box? Maybe that is it?
Well, you'd think. Wait, no, it's this. It's this. It's gotta be the blackmail that mentions the speckled urn. What was that? Is that
That
this?
was found.
What?
If you open it,
Can you?
What
Yeah,
did
read
it
it.
say?
Read it.
This is about a red diamond. Read
Okay,
the
what was the
speckled-
thing that talked
did it-
about the speckled
Did
urn?
it, was there something that mentioned a speckled urn?
Oh wait, the calling card? Calling card?
It might have been the calling card.
I didn't even realize this was a thing.
It's this.
Oh yeah.
A speckled urn.
Yeah, speckled urn. And it's only
Oh.
speckled before this.
Because it was not speckled here.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if he didn't see it before he stole, then the only reference he would have to what it looked like would have been this photo.
Yeah.
Yep,
Boom, baby.
I think we got
All
it.
right.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Mr. Atme, if you really are Mask the Mask, then you also wrote this calling card, correct?
But of course.
But of course.
Is there a problem with the calling card?
Allow me to read a passage from the calling card that the Mask had written. Take good care of the speckled urn. Now, the speckled here surely refers to this pink pattern on the sacred urn.
Yes, that is true. But so what?
Mm-hmm. Truth be told, there is no way that the Mask could have known about this pattern.
What do you mean?
This pink spotted pattern on the urn is actually nothing more than pink stains, not Danganronpa blood.
Pink paint stains?
And these stains
Impossible.
did not appear until after the urn had been taken to Lordly Taylor.
I'm not finding this joke to be very funny, Mr. Trite.
The day that the sacred urn was taken to the warehouse, the urn was broken due to human error, or should I say, an error-prone human.
Aw, be nice.
And that's when the pink paint got on the urn.
You can't be serious.
And yet this calling card clearly mentions the paint pattern. Which means Detective Atme had seen this urn long before the crime ever took place. In fact, he saw it when this fake photo was taken. You don't want to do it? You want to take your spit take? Oh, okay. Oh. And because this photo was a fake, your alibi for the night of the murder no longer holds water.
No, it does not.
Witness, do you have anything to say for yourself?
All right, that did it. He's broken.
Nick, I think it's still a little too early for a victory pose.
Dang it.
Eh.
Ah, it's so sad. No one has any conviction these
I'm
days.
trying to get a conviction.
Conviction, you say?
Yesterday, we all decided unanimously that this man was Mask the Mask.
Look, sometimes you have to change your world views based on new information. Called learning.
And now we're calling him a murderer. You don't think we're being a tad fickle?
But I like to imagine he has like a group of musicians behind him, just
That's a good point.
the full.
No way,
mariachi
don't
band
fall
back
for that
there.
too, Your Honor.
You say that Luke Atme was the one who killed Cain Bullard? Then let me ask you this. Why would he do that?
Why not?
An excellent point.
Because he was getting blackmailed.
Motive, Mr. Wright. Motive. Might you, my merry murderous motive manifests?
Nick, he's getting his second wind.
If he prepared an alibi and pinned his crime on Ron Delight, as you say, he must have had a very strong motive for murder. Or murder.
The only one with any motive we've seen is Ron Delight. Isn't that right, detective?
Indeed. According to my own research, the boy's motive is clear.
Without a motive, it's nearly impossible to prove guilt in a murder case. Now then, maybe you can enlighten us as to what the defendant's motives were.
Not the defendant, the witness.
I'd be honored to, Sir Oldtimer.
Or no?
They're doing everything they can to make Ron look suspicious.
Oh, no, yeah, they mean defendant.
He is the defendant in a different case than the one
I
we
think,
were originally.
I think the judge was
Yeah.
saying that Luke should describe what Ron's motive was.
Mm.
Maybe?
Oh, wait.
Oh.
Whatever. We all read it.
I did not read it.
I, Look at me, had no point of contact with the victim whatsoever. Kane Bullard decided to investigate the mask, and simply mistook who he was. It was Mr. Bullard who wrote the blackmail letter and sent it to Ron the Lights. And it was again Mr. Bullard who harbored a grudge against Mr. Delight for his betrayal. Mr. Bullard's mistake is quite excusable. The defendant truly believes he is a mask. The mask. That is why Mr. Delight saw it fit to kill Kane Bullard. Truly a tragedy.
Truly a tragedy.
So the victim, Kane Bullard, blackmailed the defendant?
This is the blackmail letter found in the defendant's apartment. A handwriting test confirms that Mr. Bullard was indeed the one who wrote the letter.
What? Huh.
Okay.
Good to know.
Very well, Mr. Wright, begin your cross-examination.
Okay, so he
Yeah.
was a criminal.
Yeah,
He's
so but what,
blackmailing.
yeah, so what we were saying is that, let me look at this again. Check. Yeah, if you don't, I'll take that red diamond you received the other day instead. So yeah, this was not written for Ron. I'm guessing that Bullard wrote it and sent it to Luke, who then passed it on to Ron
Sounds good to me.
That
to
makes
try
sense.
to get like a hot potato.
Submit that. To what, though?
Yeah, that's the question. And sent.
This.
I'm guessing this because it says that Bullard sent it to Ron. I was like, no, Bullard wrote it, but he sent it to you, bitch.
Yeah.
Bench. I'm gonna press this first.
I'm not the bench, you're the bench.
You mean this blackmail? Oh, you mean this blackmail?
That's what a bench would say.
It says bring $50,000.
And the handwriting is, without a doubt, the victim's.
There is no mistake. We have an official report to prove it.
But I don't see an addressee on this letter anywhere.
And an addressee.
This is it.
Yeah, you got it.
This letter was discovered in Ron Delight's apartment. And Mr. Delight did show up as a designated place and time. The fact there is no addressee is irrelevant.
I wonder.
I think you'll find it very relevant.
What's up, Nick?
I just had a thought. What if that blackmail letter wasn't meant for Mr.
We're
Delight?
spelling it out.
Oh, now they're spelling it out.
Yeah.
Whoa. Do you have any evidence of that?
For some reason, I just can't shake the feeling that there's something not quite right about this blackmail letter.
What red diamond?
The one on his
there?
hand.
Where's
You
the
mean,
red
like-
diamond in this specific picture that we're looking at?
Oh, look at that.
Remember how you Googled Red Diamond a little bit ago?
Yeah, that's on strip
Do you
clubs.
now remember why?
No, I saw strip clubs.
It's just, his
To be fair,
his brain had to delete a couple minutes of memory after that.
Luke, sir, would you have a look at something? Would you please?
No.
This little green envelope and the
No.
paper that's inside it.
Is
It's
that-
important.
No.
Objection. Mind if I ask you a few questions, Detective Atme?
It's literally your job, Nick.
Well, if it's just a few, then I guess it's alright.
You're stuttering. When you said that this letter was addressed to Ron Delight, I couldn't help but notice one major contradiction.
Contradiction?
I don't know. where a walking contradiction like you gets off saying things like that.
You want to talk?
What do you mean? At times like these, men are made to express themselves and with their fists. Allow me to punch you.
No.
Are we gonna fist fight?
Why don't fisticuffs at dawn? Why don't you show us what you've got there, Junior?
Indeed, time to man up, right?
You're encouraging a fist fight in your court, sir.
Prepare yourself for fisticuffs. Show us the
I got
contradicting
my
evidence.
popcorn, Mr. Right.
Brought
But
it
my
to
bet's on Godot. Sorry.
Show us the contradicting evidence in the content of the blackmail. How?
Yeah, what do you mean? It's the blackmail letter.
Again.
Unless if we
Evidence.
have the red diamond as evidence somewhere.
Oh, we do.
I know what it is. I know what it is.
We
It's
do?
the newspaper.
Is it?
The one that
Oh,
has
the
the
newspaper.
picture.
Oh, wait. Check.
What?
It's that. Yeah.
Guard in the photo is.
But
Wait.
that's a blue thing.
It doesn't actually say it in here though.
Why?
that.
It isn't what?
Wait.
No, it's that.
Wonder, you cut out when you said something.
Oh. Hang on. So this is about first highest garden photo is Run to Light. Is there any way to read?
You don't need it. You got the picture on the
stolen.
left.
The gem and the left.
Yep.
The precious gem of the...
But that's a
No, that's a blue
Blue.
diamond.
And that's exactly right.
No.
What?
Because the letter should mention a blue diamond and not a red diamond? Is that what
Exactly
we're-
right.
No.
The word and
No.
is red, so therefore...
Luke received the red diamond as a gift after returning a stolen item.
Yeah, and we should have evidence that said that, didn't we?
Do we?
But that would mean that the mask had the blue diamond, and then he had the red
Yeah, the
diamond,
blue-
but then the mask never had the red
Yeah,
diamond.
the
Luke
blue
had the red
diamond was the first thing that Ron stole by himself. I think.
So, all right. Let's say the Kane Bullard sends a blackmail letter to Ron DeLight, and he says to he's gonna take his gem. What color gem should it say, if that's the case?
I guess.
Well,
Oh,
I mean,
I get what you're saying now.
Oh, I see.
You're saying that like the
don't.
if the blackmail letter said I'll take that blue diamond, then there would not be a contradiction. But it says red
Okay,
diamond.
that's a bit, but
But he wouldn't have
yeah.
the blue diamond anymore because they returned it.
No,
So
it was not
then-
it was not the jewel that was returned. I think it was the painting.
Oh, okay.
Chat, confirm or refute that if which of the stolen items was the one that was returned. That Luke Luke returned one of the stolen items, one of the later ones, and received the red diamond as a gift. I'll look at the profiles real quick. Okay. Most recent one, that would be the painting. Alright, so I guess I'm gonna say it was this.
Go for it.
take that.
Good work, Ark.
Take a good look at this newspaper clipping. Thank you. It contains a picture of the Tear of Emanon, the stolen jewel.
What about it?
The problem is this jewel's color.
Color? I'm not so much of a for discussing color myself. You know, I would never ever discuss color. I
Is-
would.
Would you?
Is Godot colorblind?
Jay lies as naturally as he breathes.
According to
only
the clipping,
red.
the color of the stolen jewel was blue. However, in the blackmail letter, a totally different jewel is mentioned. I'll take that red diamond you received the other day.
Red?
Which means the red diamond described in the blackmail letter is not the Tear of Emanon that Damask stole at all.
And your point is, Mr. Trite? So you are trying to say that this blackmail letter was intended for someone else? Then what is it you're trying to say, right, Trite?
That is what you're trying to say, right, Mr. Wright?
Well, is that what you're trying to say? Right, Nick?
I mean, I know I said it wrong, but you don't all have to correct me.
Yes. This is who Kane Bullard was actually blackmailing.
It's
Emmy! Emmy
It was Maya!
It was not Desi.
I didn't do it!
Your wife! Naturally, it was you, Detective Atme.
Do you have some sort of basis for that?
You have been personally involved in every single mask-to-mask case. And in the last case, you recovered what was stolen and received a jewel as your reward.
A jewel?
Probably the one wrapped conspicuously around your finger. That red diamond ring!
Oh, we got cornered.
We got you red-handed!
Nice.
Hey.
Chalk one up for Jay.
That is the diamond referred to in the letter. Which means that Kane Bullard wrote this letter in order to blackmail you!
Yeah.
Bah, bah, bah.
Order in the court. Order, I say.
It seems you've gone too far with your childish pranks, Mr. Trite.
Uh-oh, I don't like the way he said that.
Kane Bullard blackmailing Luke at me? Are you for real?
Yeah, yes, I am.
Nick, come on! Stand up to him!
Then answer me this. The blackmail letter contains the following passage. If you don't want your identity revealed to the world,
Yes, it certainly does.
dramatic pause. Kane Bullard threatened to make Luke Atme's identity public knowledge. An identity he wanted to keep a secret. So just what was that identity?
Atme killed Kane Bullard because he was afraid of his secret becoming known. What was the identity he wanted to keep secret?
This is what it all comes down to, Nick.
The identity that Luke Atme wanted to so desperately keep it secret was his identity as...
A blackmailer.
A blackmailer, because he was blackmailing Ron to do all the thefts.
a
Yes.
Yay!
Yay?
Luke Atme was a blackmailer.
Hey now, isn't that a little different from what you've been saying?
Hey, now.
No, no, he's
Oh,
done.
sorry.
You said that Kane Bullard was the one blackmailing Look At Me. Are you saying that Atme was passing it on and blackmailing someone else on top of that?
Ah, you have to admit, that does sound a little odd.
Right, so
It's not
does-
odd. It's the only thing that makes sense. Kane Bullard was blackmailing Luke Atme. But Rhonda Light was also being blackmailed by a certain someone. So did you start receiving blackmail letters after this incident?
Yes, just a few days after the Tear of Eminon heist. After that, I started getting the plans in the mail. I received plans from some very kind person. Incredibly detailed plans.
Detailed plans? In which case, Edelman Wonderland was actually masked.
The mask.
That is what we are claiming.
I knew I shouldn't
God.
have had. I knew I shouldn't have handed those out to the gallery.
Starstorm!
You can't Starstorm!
That is what we are claiming, Your Honor. Someone else came up with the plans and had yes.
Are we funny yet?
I don't know. Had
I think
Mr.
we're
Delights
hilarious.
steal his targets for him. And that someone was none other than Luke at me. Ba-ba.
Ha ba ba. Shh. Silence. Now I see. It's all becoming clear.
Wait, what is it?
When you were in grade school, you received the same report card every year. Careless, with a tendency to jump to conclusions. Am I wrong?
How'd you know?
No.
You say that I, look at me, was blackmailing Ron the Light. In which case, I would naturally know all about his relation to Mask the Mask.
Well, yeah.
Ron the Light started receiving plans for his second crime onward, correct? Which means I learned of his identity when he committed that first crime.
Yeah, good point. You certainly couldn't have blackmailed him otherwise.
In that case, let's see some hot, bitter evidence.
Keep it PG. At least PG-13.
During the first crime, how did Look at Me know that Ron Delight was Mask the Mask?
Because he's an ace detective. And also the newspaper again.
Newspaper
Yeah.
again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I see it.
See what?
When you were in grade school, you received the same report card every year.
Oh?
Get into lots of mischief trying to be the center of attention.
What do you mean?
This newspaper clipping.
What about it?
It has a picture of you and Ron Delight in his guard uniform. It seems that Mask the Mask didn't just disappear into thin air. He just took off his outfit and hid it in a bucket.
Dear God.
But wait, there's more.
No.
No.
That sounds far too stupid to be true.
Correct. With tricks like that, he couldn't fool a baby, let alone an ace detective. And that's when you figured it out, Mr. Atme.
Baby.
That's when you learned that under his mask the mask, Ron Delight. What?
Not only that, it looks like he wasn't even an ace detective.
I can't believe it. He was just a slightly blackmail.
Or trying to pass himself off as an ace detective.
Why, you? How dare you expose me like that?
Every time the audience gets unruly, they're just like, all right, time to start throwing them around. Here we go.
Let's go. Why, I mean, I've never blackmailed anyone in my life. I'm a famous and proud ace detective. And also Mask the Mask. Why can't you understand that?
I'm afraid you are neither a proud thief nor an ace detective. You're a blackmailer and a murderer. That is your true identity.
Why you? How dare you even say, could you ever follow along with that? What did you want to be a fool? So you say, no, you're about Julius. You're really secondo, esclamante, commemorante, the ace detective cannot handle blackmail, one of them threats. It's enough to make one laugh.
How lightheaded are you right now?
Harry.
There's a lot of auto-scrolling text in this series, isn't there?
Yeah.
And why do I get
Regardless,
most of
well
them?
done.
Yeah.
It would seem we've finally arrived at the real answer.
That was quite a performance by Mr. Atme.
Oh yeah, and most of the auto-scrolling word soup stuff happens to Seps.
Yeah!
It's
It
so
really
hard
does.
to keep up with.
I mean, between this guy and Wendy.
Okay,
Awfully
so if there's any Any more in the future, just assign them to me.
Sure, you got it, buddy.
Yeah.
Please prepare a cell for Mr. Atby.
You.
The hammer that strikes too fast has no time to aim.
What do you mean? I've already prepared to deliver my ruling.
Allow me to say one thing. I will be the one to judge.
No.
No.
You'll be the
No,
one to
no.
prosecute. I am the one to
You're not the
judge.
judge, buddy.
I am the one with the mug.
You don't get much more in your face than that.
It appears that your claws weren't quite sharp enough, Mr. Trite.
What do you mean?
It's true that you've proven a lot of things. Things like Look At Me was a filthy blackmailer, and that he wasn't a lordly tailor at the night of the murder.
Yeah.
That's right. That's why he's the one who killed Mr. Black.
But there's still one thing you have yet to prove.
What's that?
Just because he wasn't at the warehouse doesn't mean he was at the murder scene. Therefore, you can't prove that this pitiful excuse for a man was at KB's security. Then I don't see how a verdict can be delivered.
I recommend you save soon.
I'm trying.
Hey, when was the last time we saved?
There we go. Order in the court. Well, Mr. Wright?
Well, you see, Your Honor. This is it. This is the final round. I've got to prove that Atme was at Mr. Bullard's office on that night.
But can you really prove that?
That's long enough, Mr. Trite. I want to hear your answer.
That night, Luke Atme was at KB Security, and the defense
Can't prove it.
Okay, what would we have that would prove it? And the guy need to leave fingerprints or a hair or a second monocle, magnifying
The
glass.
absence of proof is proof itself.
How would that be?
The buzzer
Well, I
hit
guess
with the gloves.
What we should start with is why would Luke be there? Which means we have to know why would Bullard be blackmailing Luke?
I guess the blackmail was meant for him, so he'd want to answer the blackmail letter.
But not
But
necessarily.
no, I think Luke passed on the blackmail letter to Ron.
I want to say it has something to do with this.
100,000, 150,000, 240,000. Numbers go up.
Sure, also they can prove it. If it turns out we're supposed to say we can't prove it, then that's why I saved.
The defense can prove it with evidence.
Are you sure?
Ha! Don't you worry. I'll watch over you. As you break down and fall into pieces.
I just
Oh, thanks,
noticed
dude.
Debbie's comment. No, men, we saves like die.
What?
Don't worry about it.
What?
men, we saves like die.
Are you okay, Debbie?
No die.
No,
we saved like
we
men.
saved.
Oh.
Alright, very well. Then let's see this proof. Proof that Luke Atme was at KB Security that night.
Shit.
Did we get any kind of security footage? Did we get any kind of
Was I supposed to say
Bro?
we can't prove it? I can't prove he was at that, but I can prove something else.
Like, what can we prove?
would the list of key card swipes help at all? I don't know how or why, but I'm just trying to think of what would be
Do we
tangible.
have a record?
Office. I know we talked about getting one, and I think we asked Larry for one, but
What's
I
the
can't
buzzer
remember if we
record?
got one.
Yeah, we got the buzzer record, but not the.
Oh,
We got the card
buzzer.
record the previous day in court. Actually, I don't think we ever got the actual record. They just told us that the
Camera
card had been
data.
used once.
Hmm.
Found in Ron's wallet, either October 12th, night of the crime.
Were we supposed to say that we don't have proof?
Oh.
It is hard to say.
I think maybe we are supposed to say we don't have proof because he left like.
I'm
wiped all
thinking
proofs
back
away.
to the 5th trial of game 1.
They did
Yeah,
pull
I
that
guess
trick a
so.
lot.
Do anything.
Well, I mean, you could try the button, then hit the other option.
Into the
Why
basement.
say the button?
Well, the button was pushed during the murder. And
But that
we're
doesn't
thinking
necessarily
that's
prove
somebody.
that it was definitely Luke and no one else.
Yeah, there's no fingerprint.
that's the
Okay,
thing.
fair enough. Fair enough.
I mean, the binder hasn't been brought up yet.
Here, take this bullshit.
This is the proof.
Nope.
Nope.
What do you mean?
It's true, that is very important. However, I'm not so close to thinking it'll pass forever. Okay. I'm gonna load.
This is it. Here I go. I can't
Alright.
prove that. Again?
Just in case.
Let's go. I can't prove it.
Therefore, I am robot.
Just as I thought.
No.
Uh,
But if we hear more of Detective Abney's testimony.
Unfortunately, that's as far as you go, Mr. Trite.
What do you mean?
I won't allow for any more testimony. That is what I mean.
But you can't choose that.
I'm gonna.
Oh.
Have you forgotten? Luke Atme is here after we interrupted his own trial. And you have failed to prove that he committed the murder.
No, that's not me.
let's
I
go.
think it's time for this witness to return to his own trial and face his guilty verdict as Mask de Masqué.
No.
Yes,
No.
yes.
D. Masquez. Look,
Well now, sir lawyer, it seems that the love is out in the end after all.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I am a detective as well as Mask the Mask. Mask the Mask. I can attest to that. This is Randall Lights will verify that he's the true murderer. I declare that the full force of my ace detectiveness.
Order! Order in the court! That's enough deliberation over this witness.
I can't believe this. At this rate, Ron is.
Don't give up now, Nick. We still have tomorrow. We can look for more evidence and...
By then, it'll be too late.
Huh? Why?
The batteries.
Batteries will die.
Double jeopardy, one of the basic rules of any court of law. Also that.
Double jeopardy?
Will the defendant be tried and found innocent in court? That defendant cannot be tried again for the same crime. This is a fundamental rule of all courts.
I'm surprised you have it.
Actually been charged?
He's
Oh,
about
Yeah,
it applies to wit- it
Yeah,
applies
he's
to,
in trial for it.
I mean, he's not.
Yeah,
in- he's a witness in our trial. He's not been. He has not been charged with murder.
Well, if we send him back to his trial, then they're gonna do it. By the time we come back, it'll be done.
And then we cannot double jeopardy him. Or, yeah.
I don't think double jeopardy applies in this situation because he's not on trial for murder.
They say second trip back. I'm not sure what to do.
Yeah, they say he will be double jeopardy would be applied if he is declared guilty in the other trial. Then when he gets trialed.
Well, because that's for a different crime.
Yeah, but at the same time, which means double jeopardy will take place.
No. Because if he gets convicted of the theft and then is also convicted of murder at the same time, then the theft will be overturned on appeal.
Well,
I don't think they're going with that line.
Applies this witness as much as anybody else.
Mr. Atme will be found guilty in a matter of minutes. Guilty as mask, the mask, which means
You will be innocent as far as the murder of Cain Bullard is concerned.
It's not how double jeopardy works.
But that is how the game is saying it, and that's how they're. Don't think American. Don't think American. That's
just
your first
roll
mistake.
with it. Just roll with it.
The fact that you were unable to prove Mr. Atme's guilt of that crime here means that he will never be again as tried again. He will never again be tried as Cain Bullard's murderer.
Yeah.
now there's nothing I can possibly do to win. Even if Ron is proclaimed to be innocent, the real killer, Luke Atme, will go free.
You have cross-examined every statement the witness has made here today. And as long as there is no more testimony, I'm afraid I will have to declare that there will be no further questioning of this witness. Are there any, objections?
I mean, I'm sure we have many.
Then I hereby end the cross-examination of Luke Atme.
I think I see it. Your Honor, when you were a child, this was what was on your report card every year.
God.
Has poor hearing and often makes mistakes as a result.
How did you...
Phoenix, raise your head up high. Have you forgotten what I used to tell you? A lawyer is someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets.
That voice! No way!
Long time no see, Phoenix.
Mia! This is the true power of the Karain channeling technique. I know that it's really Maya who's standing before me, but right now she's my mentor, Mia Fey.
Now, let's do this.
But there's nothing we can do, Mia. Without any more testimony, I can't cross-examine.
Not yet. The testimony's not over yet.
What do you mean?
Your Honor, just now you said something very interesting. You have cross-examined every statement the witness has made here today.
Yes, that's true, but...
Unfortunately, Your Honor, you're forgetting something. Earlier, after the last cross-examination, this witness made a number of remarks.
Well now, Sir Lawyer, it seems that the love wins out in the end after all.
No?
I am Ace Detective, as well as a mask. Why am I working? Mask the mask. Just as around the lights will verify that he's the true murderer.
A mask. The mask.
I declare that with the full force of my ace detectiveness.
Yes, but these comments appear to have no importance whatsoever.
Very well. And we shall prove their importance via cross-examination. At any rate, as long as the witness has made these remarks, we, the defense, assert our right to question them. Is that all right with you, prosecutor?
Is something the matter, Mr. Godot?
Okay. She was like 5'6" a moment ago, and suddenly she is like at least 5'11". I do not understand what is happening and why none of you are reacting to this. Also, I believe this is at least slightly indecent. But nothing.
Oh, sir lawyer, it looks like you're one step too late. If you think such falsehood will do anything to me, look at me.
Let's hear it.
Huh?
It's true that this witness made some remarks. So then, let's hear this last bit of cross-examination.
Mr. Godot, what are you?
Very well then, Mr. Luke Atme. I'm going to allow the defense to cross-examine your earlier remarks.
The defense would like to hear why you declare the defendant to be the true murderer.
So please, give us one last bit of testimony.
Phoenix, this is it. This is our absolute last chance.
Yes, Chief. Yes, Chief? Okay.
Chief.
Yes, Chief. Indeed, it is true that I was not at Laurel and Taylor. I had to leave to see about another vitally important job request. I had known about the date beforehand, so I had this photograph ready.
Okay, so he's admitting to this being done, to this being taken beforehand.
Okay.
My brilliant deduction was informed to me that the true culprit was Rhonda Light. And thanks to the keycard and wallet, it was abundantly clear that he was there. I was also able to make a deduction from the buzzer, which only sounded once.
You weren't supposed to know that.
The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? The victim would have left prints if he sounded it, which means the killer sounded it. Mr. Delight was wearing his mask, the mask outfit, which is why he left no prints. And the blackmail thing? The victim likely just mistook the color of the jewel. Sorry. Therefore, all the evidence points to that poor boy.
Okay, there are a lot of statements in there, but I only need one.
Which one? Which one
This
could it
testimony
possibly
actually
be?
this testimony actually seems to hold up pretty well.
The witness's earlier remarks. The witness's earlier remarks do not appear to have been hastily prepared.
No, just the one thing about him knowing that the buzzer was sounded.
Yeah. But there were many other things that are like can't be scrutinized.
Yeah.
All of his points have been explained, and none of them seem to contradict anything.
But of course.
But how did you know about the emergency buzzer?
The police investigation documents went directly through me. And I always look over all the documents. It's elementary, sir lawyer.
I'm sorry, Detective Atme, but those documents are outdated.
Ugh.
Are you going to make even more trouble for us now, Sir Lawyer?
I will not allow any of your usual shenanigans, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
We cannot postpone Luke Atby's trial any longer. This is your last chance.
Hang on a sec. Just one chance?
Okay, so they're not going to allow us to press things, I don't think.
Well, usually they do, but not presenting.
It seems that the party is about to begin.
Well, Phoenix, there isn't any evidence that contradicts with that testimony. Oh, no,
No.
That
Nope,
was me.
nothing.
That was me. There isn't any evidence that contradicts with that testimony.
sorry. Well, you thought it, and everyone can read your mind, so I thought that I thought it.
Good point.
So it would seem.
What do you mean, so it would seem?
Listen, Phoenix, pointing out contradictions Doesn't always mean you have to present evidence, does it? At any rate, this is our last chance. If you can't point out a case-breaking contradiction, you lose. That's all there is to it.
Cup number 17. The last cup. It seems that like the time has come to put an end to this trial.
I have to find a fatal contradiction in this testimony. And I need to point it out without presenting evidence.
Without presenting evidence?
Which means all I can do is find the contradictory remark and press it.
Remember, you only get one chance. Okay,
now
so they're making it very clear what we have to do.
With your case.
Okay.
Very well then, Mr. Wright. Please begin your final cross-examination.
Let's go.
Save? Yeah, I know.
Savey.
Aha.
Anytime you cross-examine a clown, you only get one chance.
To leave and see about another vitally important job request. Ugh, gross. I don't know about the date beforehand, so yeah. I mean, okay, he said that all the police stuff went through him.
Let's just press it.
Oh. Only got one chance!
Well, you knew which one you wanted to press, right?
Oh, well, yeah, but it wasn't that one.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so he would have known that it didn't have fingerprints. There's so many things. The only thing that he should know about is the buzzer sounded once, because when the police asked Larry, he said that it did not buzz at all. And then when we talked to him and he double-checked it, he told us, oh, it actually did buzz once. So
That's
we know
right.
something.
Yeah,
we know
I think
something,
it's this.
Yeah, we know something that the police do not.
Mr. Atme, about this last remark.
Don't you dare.
You still don't get it, do you, Mr. Trite? This isn't the time to be pressing the witness on every little statement.
It's a fake out. Wah.
Teeny tiny.
Oh.
I said this before. There's still one thing you haven't proven. That this scum was in Kane Bullard's office that night. And now...
That proves it!
Oh, really?
Oh,
okay.
damn.
What?
That was not it.
But
Alright. Time to reload.
God, the only way he would have known that, because the police didn't know that it was buzzed. The only way he could have known that is if he was there.
I'm with you.
But was
Maybe we were right, but we presented it in the wrong way.
maybe the police actually knew, but they didn't tell you.
We talked.
Seems unfair.
We talked to Gumshoe at the office, and he said the buzzer was not rung, and we did not find fingerprints on it. And then we talked to Larry. He's like, "Oh yeah, it was not rung, but let me double check. Oh shit, it actually was buzzed that night at around 1 a.m." God, so what would it be? I'm gonna go towards the end. Section 1 was and wallet, which he would know from the yeah, he would know from the police report, I think. Oh, would he?
Okay.
Wait, would he know this?
The key card and wallet.
Would he know about the wallet?
Did we mention the wallet?
I don't think, because the only person who knew about the wallet would have been Larry, right?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at the other statements to see if anything jumps out.
I mean, we had the same thought process with the buzzer too. So.
Yeah. The left prints. Actually, how would he know about the wallet even? Huh. I left no prints. You took the code of the jewel.
Is it the fact... Wait. Is it that Rondalite was wearing his costume because he said that while Look At Me wasn't here?
Maybe? The wallet was evidence in the previous trial? Okay, yeah, okay.
I
Oh,
guess.
yeah! Yeah, because
Yeah,
Godot said
everybody
that
made like a big deal about that.
yeah, because Godot said that even he didn't know that Delight was wearing the costume. And
Do we got it?
And Luke was in the other trial room when all that went down.
makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is it. The only way he would know about
Ladies
the
and
outfit is
gentlemen.
if you saw him.
We
Yeah.
got him.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, that
Oh my god.
Mr. At
thank
Me.
you.
About this last remark.
Wait, no.
Wait,
It's a red
what?
herring. It's a red herring.
Oh.
I'm afraid
Oh.
you're the one who still doesn't get it, Mr. Godot. They faked you out. They made you think you got it wrong.
Oh yeah.
What?
Mr. At Me, it seems you have finally admitted that you were in the CEO's office on the night of the murder.
How can you say that?
Let's review your testimony, shall we, Mr. At Me? The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? Mr. Delight was wearing his mask outfit, is that correct?
Indeed, that was what I said. My deductions are absolutely bulletproof.
More like your deductions prove that you're a fool.
Oh.
No! I'm sorry, whatever do you mean?
For some reason, I'm starting to get really thirsty.
You're
Yeah,
dehydrated
because-
from all the
yeah.
coffee you
It's
drank.
because caffeine is a diuretic. Drink some water.
That's a lie on the internet. You read it on The Onion.
When exactly did we learn the fact that Ron Delight was dressed as mask to mask when he went to the scene of the crime? It is this reason. Nice.
That was,
It was just a few hours ago. Back when my sixth cup was looking at me with a cold stare.
Huh? Oh, did I forget to mention it before? I'm sorry. I just never had a chance to mention it up until now.
That's right. The defendant had yet to tell anyone else this fact before this morning. Therefore, the only people who should know this are those who have been watching this trial. Do you understand now, Detective At Me? There is no way that you should have known about that. You were in the next courtroom being tried as mask to mask.
Okay, it's a little after 10. Do you think we should push through to the end of this trial?
Yeah, keep going.
Yes.
Okay.
So then enlighten us. Just how did you know about that piece of information?
Well,
Come on, this detective must have known all about it. He probably had plenty of chances to find out beforehand.
Objection!
But why?
And it's those chances that I want to discuss next. That night, Mr. Delight was wearing his mask to mask outfit. There is one and only one way for Detective At Me to have found that out.
only one?
Only one, you say?
Please recall, if you will, Mr. Delight's testimony.
When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there.
For a second, my client witnessed the real killer.
But Mr. Delight never saw his attacker. So there's no way to tell whether or not the real killer was Look At Me.
It's with that statement that I'll turn this case on its head.
you're gonna do a turnabout?
Just what are you implying?
Mr. Delight saw the real killer, correct? Now, if you turn that statement around, it stands to reason that the real killer had also seen Ron Delight.
Impossible.
No.
Who could have guessed?
That's not a Jigglypuff seen from above.
Detective Atme, you saw Mask the Mask at the murder scene that night.
We will never forgive that one episode of Pokemon.
Never.
You saw him when you killed Kane Bullard and assaulted Ron Delight. That was the only way that you could have known what Ron was wearing. Uh-oh, what's happening?
Oh my.
Take a good look, everyone. Unable to find a rival worthy of my genius, I was forced to create one by myself. Here I am. It's a tragic clown.
That's the same line you gave yesterday.
But I think there's a little more meaning behind it this time.
Yeah.
Good freak out.
Yee.
What an awfully complicated incident. Kane Bullard was blackmailing Luke Atme, who was in turn blackmailing Ron Delight. Upon killing his blackmailer, Luke Atme tried to frame Ron Delight. He then claimed to be guilty as Mask.
Damask.
Mask. I've got my eye on you. In order to escape his true crime.
And to that end, he came up with this plan. To use the double jeopardy rule when making his alibi.
Gotta be Ron.
At any rate, it would seem we've finally found the truth.
Excuse me.
I came perilously close to besmirching the record of an innocent young man. Besmirching him with the title of murderer.
Don't ignore me.
Oh, I didn't realize you were there.
Why wouldn't he be?
About the verdict.
I know you never committed any murder.
Don't you dare!
That's right. I'm so glad you understand that, but I really am masked. So thanks to that trial yesterday, I'm innocent now, right?
Well, you're innocent for stealing the urn.
Well,
What was it you said? Double jeopardy?
Now that you mention it,
huh.
I've been careless.
Careless. He gets away with it.
Careless Anonymous.
What do you think, Mia?
As the defendant says, the rule of double jeopardy is absolute. The defendant can never be tried twice for a crime in which he was once found innocent.
Then, Damask is really innocent?
It seems so, for now.
For now. For now.
They charge him with all thefts at once? Okay, whatever.
now then, this court finds the defendant
Not guilty!
Guilty!
Yeah!
Throw the confetti!
Congratulations. Man, runs tall.
Congratulations.
Boy, this is really lucky. Wait, this isn't so good after all. You see, the thing is, I am masked.
Oh, I can finally put this water bottle down.
You did it, Phoenix?
Thanks, Mia. It's been a long time, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's because Maya doesn't call me much these days.
Oh?
I'm just joking, Phoenix. Don't take everything so seriously. But on the other hand, Maya, she seems kind of torn these days.
You mean about becoming the master of the Karain Channeling School?
Becoming the master means saying goodbye to our mother.
Misty Faye, right?
Watch over her, will you, Phoenix?
Of course.
Well then, see you around.
Mia.
Ah, Mr. Wright. I don't know what to say.
Congratulations, Mr. Delight.
Thank you so much. No, wait. Nothing really matters anymore, though, now that all of this... Come
Right.
on, just be happy already.
Maya.
You've been cleared of all murder charges and got off as demasked to boot. But in exchange, I lost everything. Huh? What do you mean? Stealing security information from KB Security, becoming demasked. I did it all for one reason. For her.
You mean your wife, Desiree?
She hates criminals more than anything.
Come to think of it, she was once held hostage by some robbers, wasn't she?
She always said how she hated sneaky criminals. I know that, but once I got fired from KB Security and lost all of the money I had, she wouldn't have any reason to stay with me. I thought she would leave me for sure.
So that's why you became a mask. That's wrong. Demasked.
Yes, but it's all over now. Broken Bowl can never be put back
Yeah,
together.
it can. It's a whole art thing.
Let's show us the. Oh, we're gonna show her the urn.
That's not
Oh, yeah.
true, right, Nick?
Right.
Really? Can we go back to the way things were?
It's up to
He'll
her.
be fine, and Nick can prove it.
I can? I kind of wish you would check with me first. Mr. Delight, even if a bowl is broken, there is always a way to put it back together. Kind of like
It's the urn.
this thing that is not a bowl.
It's kind of a bowl.
It's kind of a
The
bowl.
sacred urn? Desi was the one who found this.
Desiree, your wife, she's always believed in you, Ron. That's why you'll be fine. You don't have to worry about anything.
If she comes in screaming.
There you are.
Mr. Light,
You did it, Ronnie. You're innocent. I'm so happy.
Thank you, I appreciate that, but I suppose you don't want anything more to do with me, do you?
Ronnie, why didn't you talk to me about what was going on? I had no idea you'd quit KB Security. I never imagined that you were really demask either.
Mr. Light, what are you going to do now that you know?
Sorry, but that's not in this age rating.
You're not going
No.
to really leave him, are you?
Don't worry about it.
Come on, it's obvious, isn't it? How could I ever let a wonderful man like him get away? After all, my bike's really fast. So
wait a
fast,
minute.
there's no way he could ever get away.
but didn't you say that you hated criminals?
Hmm? Oh, I only hate people who act all cowardly and sneaky. Like that detective.
I see.
But my Ronnie went and declared his crimes before he committed them, like a man. I just love a man who's so chivalrous.
Chivalrous.
This is convenient.
I knew I was right about you. Every day I spent with you was filled with thrills and excitement.
Desi.
Desiree, you really do love Ron, don't you?
Nicky boy,
Yes.
I'm really glad I asked you to defend my Ronnie. Thank you so much. I'll never forget what you've done for us.
Oh, well, you take care of yourself too.
You too, Nicky boy.
Well, I can feel my face going red. I can hear my face going red.
Pearl!
Mr. Nick, Mr. Maya, congratulations!
Oh no.
Talk about bad timing. Also, where have you
The
been?
hussy!
With another man's wife in front of Mr. Maya!
No!
Diamonds, isn't she?
Oh gosh. So just as the case came to a close, so too did my consciousness.
Oh my god.
Ron said a broken bowl can never be put back together. but I know that that's not true. I mean, just look. Cute. Here's a
Good.
perfect example of one that was put back together even better than before.
Aww.
Fucking pearls.
I bet Pearls is happy. She's like, I think I'm gonna get
end.
completely away with it. Yay. Hooray!
Yay!
Oh,
This
why did you say
case-
Ami now? This used to say I am. What is she wearing?
Oh,
you,
okay.
you know.
Next time
You know.
on Phoenix
No,
Recalls
next time.
Tribulations,
When was the last time you saved?
I am very excited for what
Right
happens
now.
next.
Next time
And
will
with
be great.
that-
This.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Good night, everybody. No, that's it.
Oh
That's
yeah.
everything. Good.
Yep.
Good stream.
Good show, everyone. Get out of
Hell
here.
yeah.
Get out of here, Ark.
Bye-bye.
Please.
It was.
Good night.
Yes, next time I remember bits and pieces of the next case, and it is a very fun one.
Oh
Which
boy.
So look forward to that. Detective Soup, sound effect Soup. Can we get a few more for the road?
Oh, it was Master Mask Soup.
All right, good night, everybody.